didn't.
Cream Furniture Bomber Hockey is on the air.
Poke ahead, here's the short-handed break. You score!
The passion, heritage, and excitement is on 102.9 CFAR.
Oh, what a good save that was. That's stretching out highway robbery. Call the police.
And here with the call of the action.
Scores! Power play goal, Sam Ward. And I'll tell you, that one went right upstairs where Grandma keeps the peanut butter.
The voice of your Flin Flon Bombers.
Delilah shot. Scores! Power play goal.
The one and only.
But I'm an aggressive type of guy.
Mr. Rob Hart. You're up.
And happy to be back at the Whitney Forum tonight, I can tell you that. Big thanks to Mike Slip and Raphael Saray for looking after the honors last night on Flow TV and had themselves a pretty nice hockey game to call. The Flin Flon Bombers still undefeated at home, 17 straight victories, as they hold off a very good Estevan team 2-1, and in particular killed 3 Bruin power plays in the third period en route to the victory. It was a great night, a great day actually for Flin Flon Bomber goaltender Charlie Tritt. Again, congratulations to him, committing to Lake Superior State of the NCAA Division I for the upcoming year. And I'll tell you what, I'm not just excited because it's Charlie Tritt who now plays for Flin Flon. It's nice to see somebody in the SJHL get a Division I scholarship again, and very exciting news for him and the entire league.
It's great for the league, Rob. I mentioned yesterday that the tides have changed in junior A hockey on scholarships and where these players are going to end up. I think it's just shifted that we'll see these players, for the most part, go to CIS.
Which isn't a bad thing.
No, it's not a bad thing at all. It's just shifted, and the WHL, the major junior players, will be going to NCAA. But great for Charlie Tritt, the number 1 goalie in the league. He showed it last night, and very happy for the young man. It's great to see, and it's good for the league that we're sending somebody to Div 1 NCAA hockey.
All I can say is I hope we get more. One of those guys that I like to see get a Division I scholarship in this game tonight, Rylan Williams, who had the 1 goal for the Estevan Bruins yesterday. Of course, his dad, Danny, a former Bomber. He'll be in attendance tonight. His mom, Dawn, from Flin Flon. Of course, the grandparents from Flin Flon as well. And it's a terrific kid, very good scholastically. He's had an incredible season. I mean, they got him from Battleford. We talked about the Flin Flon Humboldt blockbuster trade. This was a blockbuster trade before the year began. Rylan Williams in 36 games this year has got 51 points, including 19 goals. I think deserving of a Division I scholarship as well, and I hope he doesn't get overlooked. But saying that, we got a big game tonight between these longtime rivalries. This dates back to the Western Canadian Hockey League days, the 60s and 70s, back when hockey was a lot different. It wasn't even so much beating the other team, but could you last the game? Going head-to-head. They had all kinds of big brawls. The one I always remember, my first year, 97-98, it was a Remembrance Day afternoon in Estevan. I had a guy up in the booth with me, Rob Bolesky, not playing. Marco Cefalo, the Estevan tough guy, taking a penalty. He was in the box. Dropped a drink on him from the press box. It was on. Fights there. Fights on the ice. And, of course, we had the big sponge puck affair that made real TV here. Yeah. As the goalie took a sponge puck in the head. Marco Cefalo again was involved in that. He was not playing. Round out on the ice. It's just been epic. And, of course, recent memory, Mike Slip, who could forget the 2022 championship final. Like I've said many times before, I think maybe the best league final since the Bombers in Melville in 92-93. It was exciting to have the epic 7-game series the next year. And there's never a dull moment when the Flin Flon Bombers and Estevan Bruins play. It was a quality game last night. And I can tell you right now, I haven't been great with predictions, but I'm going to try another one. It's going to be a 1-goal game either way again tonight.
Well, it sure has the makings of that, Rob. The way these two teams played last night was fantastic. Maybe the best game I've seen this year. The Yorkton games were good too, but
and that Humboldt series back in October was pretty good hockey too.
But this is a rivalry. No matter the distance, doesn't matter with these two teams. I mean, you mentioned going back to the WHL and those whole days, and then of course the playoffs in recent memory when it was a little too loud for the Estevan coach, and that got things stirred up, and it was a lot of fun.
Both communities were really into it, which added to it, obviously.
It was a lot of fun, and so that continued on last night. It was a clean game. not a few penalties for sure, and some that were probably missed, but and it was hard hitting. It wasn't like it was
playoff hockey.
It was playoff hockey, exactly, and I meant to say that to Raphael last night. That it seemed playoff hockey.
That's what the fans wanted. It'll be a great game again tonight. And, of course, Flin Flon's got something pretty special going on. 17 straight games now without a loss in this building. Estevan came close last night. Flin Flon, 27 wins on the year. 27-9-0-1. 55 points. You'd think that would have them comfortable in first. It doesn't. That's how good the league is. Battleford right behind them with 53 points. Weyburn there with 51. And, of course, Nipawin, who Flin Flon will see on Tuesday with 50 points. It's tight. You could go into a 2 or 3 game losing streak and drop a couple places in the standings, no problem, with, again, how tight it is.
It's fantastic. Even Laurent is starting to pick it up. They lost last night, but what an effort. Goaltending is fantastic. The parity in the league is entertaining, and you're right. Any given night, as they say, any team could win.
Estevan, one of the surprise teams. Remember, a year ago at this time, they just fired Jason Tartanek. Drew Kosher had gone in there. They thought it might just be the interim role, that they might bring somebody else new for the following year. I think it's safe to say that they're happy they didn't. Drew's really turned this team around. We talked about, he got Williams here. He got Getzlaff here. He got Adams here. He made a lot of big moves in the offseason to bolster his lineup. He's done that. They're a solid sixth-place team right now at 45 points. Just 1 point behind Yorkton for fifth, who are in action against Kinnersley again tonight. And then 5 behind Nipawin. And, of course, he went on and coached that Viking Cup team, picked up a gold medal there. And a great opening year for Drew Kosher at the helm. And started off as the intern last year, proved to them what he can do. And look at this Estevan Bruin team. And I think it's safe to say, Mike, I don't know if anybody really wants to face them in the playoffs, especially in the first round, with all the firepower that they've got.
Yeah, I don't know if you mentioned Ewan Rennie, who is the leading scorer.
Yeah, he was there last year.
Of last night. But, yeah, he's playing great. Cash Olsen, the rookie, is the leading rookie goal scorer or point getter.
Ethan Andrews, how about the year he's having? Remember him, a former Flin Flon Bomber?
Yeah, absolutely. So some good work by the coach Kosher, and he's got a good team. I mean, sixth place sounds not that great, but I think they're a lot better than the sixth at the front of their standings. They got good goaltending. I'm not sure who's playing tonight. Dylan Adams played a great game last night, but I hear their other goalie is good too. So I think they lost a goalie to the WHL.
Yeah, he's only there temporarily. Apparently, he's supposed to be coming back. So.
Okay.
And that, of course, would be
Cam.
Yeah, Nathan Cam, who's played 14 games this year. He's 9-4, but they expect to get him back. But again, Adams has been no slouch, and like I said, they've got a very deep hockey club, and whether they finish 6th, whether they finish 8th, or whether they finish their 3rd, all top 8 teams this year are going to have a chance, and it's going to be one exciting playoff run. The Bombers right now sitting first. We'll see if they can keep it going. We're going to take a quick break, come back with the SJHL Coaches Show. Mike Reagan will talk about last night's big victory, and we hope to get Drew Kosher on as well. Of course, the gold medal coach from the Viking Cup just a few weeks ago. What a great job he's done with this Estevan team. So, Great Furniture, Flin Flon Bomber Hockey is back. Our last broadcast in a while with that Southern Road Swing coming up next week. We will not be on that. So our last broadcast in a while. We're looking forward to it tonight. Bombers, Bruins, here we go. We got the opening puck drop in 11 minutes and the SJHL Coaches Show next on 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
The Zero Payments for 90 Days event is on now.
Can you give a shout-out to Wayne, who is listening in Jamaica?
Until April. GM hasn't had a program like this.
Can you give a shout-out to Wayne, who is listening in Jamaica?
Maximize savings, keep your money in your pocket, and make no payments for 90 days.
10 seconds.
Located on LaRose Avenue in La Pas, the Pay Zero Payments for 90 Days event is on now because it's always a great day at Great North GM.
You're on.
Good evening, welcome to our SJHL Coaches Show. Mike Reagan, the head coach GM of the Bombers, will join us. Mike, hard-fought victory last night, but sometimes those are the ones that are a little bit more satisfying, are they not?
I agree with you 100%, Hardy. We felt really good about our game last night. Thought we, grinded one out, and it was a playoff-type win, and that's what we're looking for. Our goals. We had a blue paint goal, Reed Arbery's in tight to tie the game, and then got a power play goal with a good screen and shot from Nutter, and Millsy was able to pot it home there. And then our penalty kill was fantastic in the third period when we needed it. And, those are the types of games that you're going to play in the playoffs. So really, really happy with the boys last night.
Charlie Trent, a big performance last night, Mike. A big day for him. Gets a Division I scholarship. I mean, it's a bonus. He's a Bomber, but I'll be honest with you, I'm just glad somebody from the SJHL got one.
Yeah, no, we're really happy for him, and I mean, Humboldt gets a lot of that credit. I mean, coming here, it wasn't like we made 2 phone calls and he gets a Division I or anything like that. But, I know it was in the process, and, happy for him, happy for the league. I think it's good for everybody involved here. But, yeah, he was good last night. He showed exactly why he's able to obtain a scholarship like that. He was rock solid in net.
Well, and like we said, it's just great news for the league all around. I think the whole league is obviously very happy about this.
Yeah, you want to promote your players, and we think we've got a great product here, even with all the change in the landscape of hockey and everything like that. There's some good players that come through this league, and Charlie's a perfect example of that. And look, Luke Lepper was in this league last year. He gets a Division I, and I think if he would have been here, he would have been able to accomplish that as well. So very, very happy for the league, and again, big congratulations to Charlie.
Absolutely. Of course, his teammate Connor Miller, former Humboldt Bronco as well, gets the big overtime winner last night, Mike. Your thoughts on since he's come over?
Love him, but going into the deadline and being able to acquire him, I knew exactly what we're getting, and I think that he fits Bomber hockey, and I thought that when I coached him in with Canada West, and was a little bit surprised that we were able to acquire him, and was definitely very happy because, like I said, I felt like he just would slide right in and just fit in with the boys. And Nutter's the guy that's probably I wasn't as familiar with, but man, he's been a great addition to our D corps, and just gives us another warrior back there that's gonna lay it on the line every night.
A little bit of a different game, Mike. A tight game like we mentioned, but you had to kill off some penalties in the third period. A little bit maybe uncharacteristic for your team. They had 3 power plays in a row, I believe, in the third period, and they've obviously got some great offensive weapons, but your penalty kill was great, and obviously good goaltending goes a long way. But special teams, you went with the power play goal, but maybe the penalty killing was the deciding factor in the game.
Well, like I said earlier, third period we were able to shut them down. A penalty kill was big for us. It's came up big for us throughout this year. There's been some key moments, 5-on-3s, 4-on-3s, that we've been able to get good kills. And like you said, I mean, you hear it in the NHL all the time. Your best penalty killer has to be your goaltender. And, we had some good block shots. Rito did a great job there. Late in the game, Alms blocked a huge shot for us, and just everybody contributing. So it's real nice to see, and it's good to see that we can win those, 2-1 hockey games, and we can win the 6-3 games as well.
Well, we know about the SJHL, especially at this time of the year. You need depth to win hockey games. You've got some, obviously, some key guys out of the lineup. I mean, Sam Ward, certainly I'd have to think amongst the top 5 in defensemen right across the league. You don't have him. You don't have Yakubchuk tonight. And, of course, missing some other guys. Alexander's obviously a big loss. So the depth of your club is shining through right now.
I agree with you, Artie, but that's why we made the moves that we did throughout the year, not just at the deadline. I mean, those guys that we brought in were just to add to that depth, but we've loved our depth all year. I mean, we traded away 2 guys in Bethard and Bowman that were fantastic for us when they were in the lineup, and we've always believed in all 25 guys that are here, and we got a little more experience is the way I like to look at it at the deadline, and whoever's in the lineup, we have full faith in them, and it's nice as a coach.
I know Lalamir's been skating. Mike, when do you expect to see him make his return?
We're thinking after the Southern swing. I think that right now there's no rush to get him in with the boys playing as well as they are, and we want to make sure that he's feeling 100% confident in the injury and the conditioning and the timings there.
I didn't see the game last night, Mike, but from different people I talked to that were here, some of the players thought that it was a very, very fast game, very quick, and both teams really brought it into high octave.
Yeah, I think it was an exciting game. I think it was, the type of game that fans want to see. It was low scoring, but very, very exciting. And, Estevan, they move well. They've got some weapons over there. Their goaltender played real well. expecting another exciting game here tonight.
Any different lineup for you tonight, Mike, at all? Obviously, we know Jakubchuk's not going to go, but other than that?
No, I mean, Finner's going to start in net here, and again, we talk about having confidence in everybody, and he's been real good. Didn't get a chance to play last weekend just because of the one game, so we want to get him back in there, especially going on the road here on Tuesday. 4 games in 5 nights, and we're playing 6 games in 9 nights, so it's important to use all bodies.
Sounds good, Mike. Good luck against the Bruins, round number 2 here tonight.
Thanks very much. We're happy to have you back, Hardy. We really missed you last night. I know a lot of fans were talking about it, but I heard you did a great job in Yorkton.
Well, I'm looking forward to being back here at the Whitney Forum tonight.
Excellent. Thanks, bud.
With the best cover guy in the league.
That's right.
Right on. That's Mike Reagan, the head coach of the Bombers, once again here on 102.9 CFER at FlinFlonOnline.com.
Bailey Homes
Clear.
has 15 years experience in the North, specializing in RTM homes and foundations, and are also proud supporters of our community. They are so thankful to Flin Flon and the surrounding areas for supporting them all these years. Bailey Homes is always willing to chat with a potential customer
10 seconds.
to show what they can do for our community. Your trusted builder in the North. Visit bailey-homes.ca.
You're on.
SJHL Coaches Show continues. Drew Kosher, the head man of the Estevan Bruins, will join us. And Drew, first and foremost, congratulations on the wonderful job you did at the Viking Cup. Not an easy job to put a whole bunch of guys together. Hope it works. You don't get a lot of practice time. You don't want to get a lot of prep time. But congratulations to you. Great job bringing home that gold medal for the SJHL.
Yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. It's a chance to coach some of the best players in the league, and to work with them for 9-10 days was obviously an awesome experience. And just to obviously go out the way that we did was awesome.
Came around really quickly, like you said, not a lot of preparation time. What was the keys? Just the camaraderie amongst the guys, like what? And obviously a lot of skill. I get that.
Yeah, when we got there, first thing we kind of walked around the room. We put some stuff up on the walls and kind of talked about just some core values for the week, and for a short tournament about buying in right away and doing it together, and that's what we did. So and obviously the group was they're all leaders on their own teams, and they all mature kids, and they wanted to win, and we all had a goal in mind, that was to win the gold. So for us to come around the way that we did was awesome.
And the first year as a full-time head coach, quite the achievement for you to start things up. A little bit of momentum for you and your team going forward here.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, every day's a battle, every day's a chance to get better.
Well, it's funny because it was a year ago at this time that Estevan made the move and you kind of took over at an interim basis, and I know you're just hoping to finish the year out and kind of reevaluate now. An exciting team. I mean, Flin Flon hasn't lost a game in this building. You were right there last night, had some power play chances, and took them to the limit.
Yeah, we really felt last night's game was, could have went either way. Flin Flon is a great team. They skate well. They're definitely a very deep team. Top of the league for a reason. I know we felt we carried the pace for majority of the game in the first half, but they obviously they came on strong late, and for us we felt that the whole game itself was a really good hockey game both sides, and like I said, it could have went either way, and we're hoping for a different result tonight.
You've obviously got some great offensive players. We'll talk about that, but you've also got pretty good goaltending, and I mean Adams was dialed in.
Yeah, Dylan, he's a guy I got obviously in the summertime too as well from a trade from Battleford, and we kind of knew how good he was. We didn't know how good he could be, and we're really excited with just what he's done at 19, and obviously Cameron's up in the Westland right now, and on a short-term basis, so he's really took the net here, and yeah, he's super calm in the net. He makes some big saves, keeps us in a lot of games, and yeah.
Let's talk about the Ryland Williams trade. I mean, he was going to the North American Hockey League, looked like he was done with the SJHL. You obviously really wanted him. I know that Estevan, the team, and the community really showcased what they could offer. And look at how it's worked out. I mean, he's been one of the most exciting players in the league for sure this year.
Yeah, when we made the trade, there's obviously we had to try and get him, and and I had a few phone calls with him and the agent, and then obviously we got him down there for a visit before he went down south, and I was really happy that we got to bring him to Estevan first and kind of show him around and show him the room, the locker room, and the rink itself, and kind of just talk about who I am and obviously the team and what we're trying to build there yet, and yeah, Ryland's he's a big part of our group. He's between him and Rennie, they're two big dogs obviously in the league and obviously for the Bruins. So he's a great kid. He works hard. He's very competitive, and we're really fortunate to have Ryland part of our group.
When did he first arrive on your radar screen?
Ryland?
Yeah.
honestly, when I was in the summer, we were looking at some trades and trying to add some pieces for our group, because obviously we kind of gutted the group in the offseason. And, when I saw, obviously his name on the wire, I called right away. And, and then I knew him from when he played Bantam and then obviously AAA in Saskatchewan, and knew he's a player, and I knew he's played well last year in Battleford. And, yeah, we obviously we got in there on the trade, and we're excited to have him.
I think that he's a candidate for a Division I scholarship.
Yeah, I've talked to quite a few schools about him, and it's so hard now, obviously with the CHL now and the USHL. But I've been trying really hard for Ryland. He's like I said, for him, he's a big kid. He's skates well, he can shoot a puck. He can take game over when he wants to. He's a real good hockey player, and like I said, you just can't reiterate enough that I'm really happy to have him part of our group.
It would be a real shame if he doesn't get one. I really hope he does, because he fully deserves it. Quickly, Drew, obviously not an easy place to win a hockey game, but I mean, you're a team that can score. You're an upper echelon team. What is it? Just getting maybe a bounce or two in the game here tonight to have it go your way?
Yeah, you know what? Honestly, like I said earlier, I thought both teams played well last night. It kind of went down to a bounce. I went back, obviously watched the goals, and they're kind of all just junkyard goals around the net. There was no snipes, no flashy plays, anything to score. So, it's definitely a hard place to play, hard place to win. For us, maybe a bounce or two here or there, but we like I said, we thought we played well last night. Maybe tonight we did some puck luck and a couple go in early for us.
And let's face it, you got the motivation, because everybody wants to be the first team to win here.
Yeah, I know exactly. I mean, the pressure's more on them than us. For tonight, and like I said, Flin Flon's a great team. They've always been a really good team, and for us, like I said, I thought we played well last night, and I think I'm hoping for a different result tonight for our group, and I'm pretty sure that our guys are pretty motivated for tonight.
Listen, Drew, great to catch up with you again. Congratulations, a great job you did with the Viking Cup, and certainly with this Estevan team. Headed to the playoffs. I know the community is excited. It's a great hockey market, and the Bruins should be a team to contend with as well. So thanks for this. Good luck against the Bombers, and good luck the rest of the way. Before you know it, we'll be back in the playoffs.
Thanks, Rob. Anytime.
Night here, wasn't it? What is it? 65 years here for the Whitney Forum today?
It's not officially today. This year, Rob, 65 years this great building has been here, and a little celebration. Great to see ex-Bomber captain. He was a captain when my son played here, and a good captain, Dean Allison, here. I believe he lives in Calgary now.
I think that's where it is.
He was became a part of the Vancouver Police Force, and now I believe he's in the Calgary Police Force. So Dean Allison, a popular guy amongst the players and the fans, and a great guy.
Speaking of former Bombers in the police force, Graham Bourne, an outstanding interview on the SDHL show this past week with Jamie Neugenbauer. Graham played for the Bombers between 95 and 98. I think he's really high up with the Regina Police.
Oh, wow.
They did a really nice interview with him. And, of course, we know another former Bomber that's now an RCMP officer as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And he was a Bomber last year. Cole Tanchuk has graduated from the depot, and I believe he is in Sherbrooke, but we'll be going to Sandy Bay here in the near future. So congratulations to a great captain, Cole Tanchuk.
Getting in ready for the face-off. And we are almost set to get underway here. They finally dropped the puck, and we're underway. Flin Flon has it. There's a quick pass here to Rhett Ewan. Former Bomber Ethan Anders, what a year he's having. Races back to get him. He'll play it ahead. Olsen redirects that off the boards. It looked like it might go in the vents, but it didn't. Olsen will get it back at center. He'll skate it across the Bomber line. Here he comes. Boy, can he move as he throws it out front. You heard Mike Reagan mention that Finn Werner in between the pipes. We'll do the Bailey Holmes builder of the game here tonight. The trio of Ewan, Stinton, as well as Arbery. Arbery, of course, had a goal in last night's game as well. His 17th of the year. They start up front on the back end. They're going to go with the two very capable defensemen and Fashawn, as well as he'll be on the back end here tonight. They have him listed with Holmes, but it's Knutson who's actually on the ice, and Finn Werner gets the call after Charlie Tripp played last night. Not very often you see goaltenders play back-to-back nights, unless it's the playoffs. But anyway, Finn Werner, who's obviously had a very good season, gets the call tonight as Flin Flon throws that on target. The save made here by the Bruin goaltender Adams, who is playing back-to-back nights. But the numbers on the goalies here, Finn Werner this year, how can he go against his record? 8-1, one shutout, a goals against of 2.11, a save percentage of 914. And, of course, we talked a lot about Dylan Adams, who was fantastic last night. 10-8, 2-1-1 on the air, goals against the 3 and a save percentage of .920. And that's the particulars as we start things off tonight. That's Brock's out there for Flin Flon, wins the face-off. They try to come back to Knutson, but it's going to go down the ice. Werner's going to come out to play it. Grabbed here by Ulmer as he throws it back up the middle. That's knocked away. Getzlaff, a lot of former Battleford stars on this team. Getzlaff, one of them. Played that one back to Betts, or Breeze, pardon me. Knocked away from him. And Ulmer will flip the puck in. Met Ryan Ulmer's uncle in Yorkton last night. He was there and enjoys tuning into the broadcast or listening to the broadcast. A very nice guy. And you see Flin Flon Bomber cousins everywhere. Doesn't matter where you are. And there's a lot of them in Yorkton last night. Les Bronx will bring the puck in. Back of the goal, a lot of former Flin Floners that are living in the Yorkton area now. Holmes will hold it at the right point. He got the shot. Look out. Save made here. Rebound. And Adams makes a good glove save there. I don't know if you saw it cleanly. Speaking of Ulmer, he got that good opportunity from the side of the net. Should mention before I forget, a big hello to longtime Flin Flon Bomber supporter Wayne Carrier. Listening in Jamaica tonight, Mike, and I can tell you one thing. I know it's warmer there than it is here today.
Yeah, guaranteed. And, of course, hello to Myrna Lee, Yo out in Summerside PEI, too.
Morozov off the face-off. Flin Flon will keep the puck deep. There's Miller, the power play winner in last night's game, not the overtime winner like I mentioned. There's a chance up front for Morozov, and Adams stopped that one. A game-winning goal nonetheless, though, for Miller last night, who's been fantastic since coming over from Humboldt to that big blockbuster trade. He's out there with Lees right now, as well as Morozov, who had that good chance moments ago. Puck is deflected, sent down the ice. Mounier's going to race after it. Icing called against the Bruins. A minute 58 gone here in the opening period. Shots are 3-0 Flin Flon. But Adams, a couple big saves early. He was good last night, Mike. He's tough to beat.
He is, and he's starting out tonight like he did last night. I see Connor Miller on the ice. I have to tell you, there was a play last night, a penalty kill. He took on almost the entire team himself down in the end here, and just a fantastic job. He really, really hard-nosed, hard-playing maneuvers.
One of the best all-around players in the league, for sure. He's got the puck back of the Bruin net, tried to come back out front. Beasley will get it for the Bruins. He flipped it ahead, but held it. Nice job that time by Bruce. He fires it on target. And Adams is there, so Flin Flon throwing a lot of pucks in Adams' way. We haven't even played 3 minutes yet. It's already 5 shots to none for Flin Flon in the early going. But Adams, if he sees it, he can stop it. And what I could tell early, I didn't have the preview of watching last night's game like you did, Mike. But it looks like he's got very good rebound control.
Yeah, absolutely. The one goal did go in on a rebound, but there's no way he could have. It snuck out of his glove, and he probably wish he could have had that one back. But besides that, he played fantastic.
Nuka will hold the puck in. Flin Flon has the pressure on early. Here's a chance out front, and Adams got his stick on that one. Bruins having a tough time clearing it. That's picked up by Leo Seitz in the corner this time for Brio. He took a pretty good body check that time, but kept it in for the time being. Crap. Can't get it out. Miscue. Throws that towards front of that, but it's wide. Brio after it. Battling with Onrate along the board. Seitz in there as well. Kraft, the Bruin D-man, has it. Again, he can't clear. Held in here by Muka. Good work along the board. Brio will keep it in deep. Good pressure by the Bombers here early in the opening period. Leo Seitz racing after it. Back of the goal here from Muka. Muka trying to get away here. Left it there for Brio. Brio has it in the corner. Lost the handle, but right back to Muka. Muka tried to work his way back out front. Got tied up there. The Bruins will finally get the puck out. This is Horn. Horn will send the puck inside the Flin Flon zone for Onrate. He carries in, throws a nice body check on Bruce. Mike Reagan mentioning the one thing that he thought was really key about Estevan is how physical they were in last night's game. And we've seen a couple of hits from them here early as well. Here's a pass to Ewan. Trying to break away, Rhett Ewan. Had a guy draped on him, throws it out front. Save made. Ewan tried to get it back. That's intercepted here and picked up courtesy of Olsen. Olsen will carry the puck to center. Knocked away by Arbery. Reed Arbery had Rennie on top of him. Ewan gets it back. Tried to come back up front. Got away from him. Goes to corner. Picked up here by the Bruin D-man Ashby. Back of the goal for Bates. Bates will take a look. He'll flip that off the boards. Held in temporarily. Now it's sent out. They're looking for Olsen. It's past him. It's the side of the Bomber net. Knutson there to get it. Over to Fashon. Rennie on top of him. Not a guy you want to cough the puck up to in your own zone, obviously. Flin Flon gets it back. Trying to go up the middle. That's broken up that time, and the Bruins have it. This is Olsen. Sends it back across the Bomber line. One of the Bruins was offended with him behind the play. Estevan won the penalty. But they'll bring the puck back inside the Flin Flon zone. That's Taverdowski as he gets it in deep. Asmundsson back to blue line. Intercepted here by the Bombers' Ulmer. Ulmer off by himself with the rest of the line changing. He'll dump it in and chase it down. Ulmer gets the puck in deep. Trying to pin up along the boards. Dug free here by Martin. Martin, good work to keep it in. Here's Moody, a chance. Save made. I don't know how he saw it. Adam poked it ahead. Bruins desperate to get the puck out. They'll flip it to center. What a save by Adams there. I didn't think he saw it, Mike Slip, but apparently he did. Here's Lefbronx, a drop pass to Martin. Back up on Lefbronx. A backshatter. He ripped that one wide. The pressure continues. It's all Flin Flon here in the early going. But the netminder, Dylan Adams, has been superb once again. Here's a pass up the middle. Wide for Williams, who had, of course, the goal for last night's game. And, boy, a good start for Flin Flon. What a save by Adams with that major traffic jam in front of the Estevan net.
This is a photocopy of last night. The Estevan Bruins had a heck of a time getting the puck out of their own zone. The Bombers with a tenacious forecheck. And that's what happened. But, again, Adams was there last night just like he is tonight.
I really didn't know how he saw that last shot.
Well, he's good positionally, and he's just a great goalie.
Miller out there again for Flin Flon. Wins the draw. Gets it back to Mooney along the boards. It's Morozov. Boy, is this guy fun to watch. In the corner. Fired off the side of the goal that time by Miller. Joey Lee's in pursuit. Still leads the team in goals with 18, but Miller right behind him now with 17 after last night. There's Williams. Played it off the glass. Back down inside the Flin Flon zone. Mooney will give chase. And they'll blow that down. Nicely called against the Bruins. Shots are 6-0 here early for Flin Flon, Mike.
Yeah, it's all Flin Flon, and as they say, it's very similar to last night. Getzlav and Meunier were at it a bit there after the last whistle, and then during the play, see if anything becomes of that.
I should mention Reed Arbery also 17 goals, so they both have 17 behind team leader Joey leads with 18. Miller and Arbery 17 leads the leader with 18 right now. All have had gigantic years, but it's the Bruins that get the puck down the ice. And speaking of having big years, it's Rylan Williams. He'll get the puck in deep. Knocked away by Morozov, though, as he bobs and weaves in his own zone. Feeds that back to Knutson. And he'll lift the puck back in Estevan territory. Breeze a good job to get a beeline on that. He'll get it to center. Vachon will get it back, and he'll send it in. Ashby, the Bruin D-man, is there. Ashby, the stretch pass to center ice to Elson. He'll dump it in. There's an Olsen and an Elson on this Bruin team. Mounier, back of the goal. Vachon, outside the zone, a little bit past Buka. That'll be nicely called against Flin Flon. And we haven't had a lot of face-offs in the Flin Flon zone, but we'll get one right now with 13:40 to go in this scoreless opening period.
Xavier Vachon had a fantastic game last night. He just jumped up in the play. He was around the puck. And also Nathan Meunier showing...
He's steady every game.
He's got fantastic speed. He had almost a breakaway just by beating the Estevan defense.
Face off inside the Flin Flon zone. Picked up here by Leo Seitz. Back of the goal for Vachon. Off the glass, gets it out. Lang will cut it off at center. Had to be careful. Muke on top of him, knocked it away. There's Riho. He'll put this puck inside the Bruins zone for Seitz. They'll race after it. Had Andrews tied him up. Back of the net. Puck to blue line. Holmes knocked it down. A chance and reaching up and grabbing that. Adams, he'll make the save and hang on. 13:19 to go in this opening period. The shots are 7-0 Flin Flon. We mentioned when we kicked off the broadcast tonight how tight the standings were. The playoffs might not technically start till the middle of March, but I don't care. It's playoff hockey now. A lot of big games we'll be watching on our McDonald's out-of-town scoreboard tonight. We'll get to those momentarily. Flin Flon wins the draw, but they can't keep the puck in. Mounier forced back in his own zone. Here comes Elson on top of him. Got rid of it to Holmes. There's Mounier. Center ice this time. Ewan will redirect it in for looking for Arbery, but that's broken up. Ewan will get it again. Had a chance to get in front of that, but I got away from him. Beasley got rid of it. Andrews ahead to Elson. Elson's got it. Holt will then send it towards the front of the Bomber net. Holmes there to knock that one away. Off the glass. Takes a Bomber bounce. Here comes Wyatt Sitton. 3 Bombers away at center. Drop pass to Ewan. Works it. Shoots. Good save again. Adams top of the blue paint. He'll make the save and cut down the angle. We take a look at the standings. Right now, the Kinnersley Clippers occupying the 8th and final playoff spot. But we got Melville, of course, just ahead of them. Melville in action, leading Melfort tonight 1-0. Of course, the Mustangs in the playoff hunt as well. Weyburn a 1-0 lead on Humboldt in the opening period. Yorkton already out in front of Kindersley, 3-0 late in the first. And Battleford just 2 points behind Flin Flon for top spot, a 2-0 lead on LaRange. Here's Lesperance. Back of the goal for Ulmer. Ulmer the wraparound! He scores! He caught Adams standing there! Adams wasn't sure where he was. Ulmer got the puck. He gets the wraparound. And people keep asking me, doesn't matter where I am. If I'm in Yorkton, LaRange, Kindersley, what has made the Flin Flon Bombers so successful this year? Different guys stepping up every single game. And I'll tell you what, Mike Slep, this might be the most balanced team we've seen in Flin Flon in a long, long while.
It's certainly the most balanced team I've seen in my short time here in Flin Flon. You don't see that wraparound work very often, but it worked beautifully.
Adams lost sight of where it was. You take a look at it. They lost it. Estevan comes right back the other way trying to answer here. The puck will roll in front of the Flin Flon net. Werner will grab it. And I didn't get the chance to see the replay, but when I watched it real time, he was hesitant getting over there.
Yeah, he was slow coming across for sure.
To give Ulmer credit, that's just a nice goal scorer's goal there.
He's had a great year.
He certainly has. That's his 7th of the year.
You know, it sounds, we say it about every player. It's true. It's, you know, I can't think of one guy who's had a tough season. It's just so well balanced, like you said, Rob.
Flin Flon will get it ahead, so Ulmer's got his 7th of the year. Rhett Ewan already a great start tonight. Will race down the ice to pick up the puck. Ethan Andrews trying to tie him up. Puck picked up here by Lang. Arbery on top of him. Ewan knocked it down in the corner. Here's Arbery. Back out front. There was Stick. He couldn't knock it down. He gets a second chance, but Horn will lift his stick. Horn has it for the Bruins. Plays it outside the zone. It comes back to center. Crab on top of it, but Stickton caught him. Boy, Flin Flon's really got their legs going here early in the opening period. I guess you have to against this Estevan team. Nice job by Ewan to strip the puck away. Boy, what a game he's had. They can't get a chance or a shot on net, but a great play by Ewan to knock it away. Andrews will pick it up for Estevan back of his net. His team finally has a shot on net. 10-1 the shots. Flin Flon, they lead at 1-0 on a nice wraparound goal moments ago, courtesy of Ryan Ulmer. Andrews taking his time behind the Estevan net. He's in no to move the puck. He's just sitting there. Finally, Lees is trying to inch a little bit closer to him. Now he gets a hold of it, throws the stretch pass down the ice. It's on target. And that's actually a good play because it forces Werner to make the save, and now the Bruins are going to face off in Flin Flon territory. Smart play there by Ethan Andrews.
It took a while, but you're right. It was great. I have to, before I forget, I want to thank you for your great compliment in the coaches show this evening. I don't know if it's a fact, but I do appreciate your comment.
You know me, Mike. If I don't think it, I don't say it. Here's a chance for the Bruins. They come close there to try to tie up this hockey game. Again, a lot of dangerous players on this Estevan team. But you really got to commend Flin Flon's start here tonight. They try to get the puck out. There's Olsen for the Bruins in the corners. Bruce will tie him up. Estevan works it free. This is Asmundson. Nice pass out front. There's a chance. Fired on target that time by Tavernowski, the D-man. Got a guy draped on him, but he'll knock it down. He gets it back to that. Penalty coming up against Flin Flon. Rennie was sent to the ice, and when you're a premier player, you go down, you look at the official. A lot of times you get the call.
Yeah, I think that was a good call.
I think he might have missed the call right before that. I might.
Yeah.
And then he could have called an interference in the quarter there as well. But Estevan will go to the power play here for the first time tonight.
Yeah, that was a penalty. Our man across the way is doing a great job with the replays the last couple of games. We appreciate that.
Estevan's got the third best power play in the league at 23.3%. The Flin Flon penalty kill, which was very good last night, ranked 5th at 84%. So the Bruins trying to get back in this hockey game. This is Ethan Andrews. At the blue line, a quick chance. That one knocked to the corner that time by Pashon. There's Rennie on top of it. Obviously, Rennie's had a good year on the power play. He's got 10 power play goals. Williams has got 6, so they'll be the table setters there. But Flin Flon has the puck. That's picked up by Miller. They'll bounce it off the boards down the ice. Andrews will give pursuit. And the Bruins will start the power play from deep in their own zone. Here's Andrews. Swings that pass ahead. Holmes got a piece of it. Puck laying at the blue line. Flin Flon will flip it back. Andrews has it again in front of his own blue line. Feeds it to Williams. Here's Rylan Williams. Over to Asmundson inside the Flin Flon zone. Broken up by Mounier. Off the glass, back down the ice. Adams, the goaltender, comes out. And Andrews will pick it up with Arbery watching him. Here's Ethan Andrews. Swings that pass to Williams. Williams gets it back to the blue line. Ron loses it. Short-handed chance. Here's Arbery in. Arbery short-handed. Getting out. No, he can't. What a save. Adams stayed with him, and he almost was able to put it through the 5-hole there. But Adams falls down and makes a tremendous stop there on a great chance by Reed Arbery on the penalty kill.
Reed Arbery thought there might be a penalty there. I don't think so, but why not ask? Here's a replay.
I don't know about that.
No, I think good play.
Yeah. Great effort by Arbery, though. The Estevan power play has really looked a little bit discombobulated here early, has it not?
Yeah.
Having a hard time setting up.
Really, both teams last night had a hard time setting up, I thought.
Ashby has the puck here for the Bruins. 42 seconds remaining in the Estevan power play. Very fortunate. It's only still 1-0 after the Arbery shorthanded breakaway moments ago. Here's Olsen in center. Off the stick, the puck will roll back in the Flin Flon zone. That's picked up here by Fashon. I have to be careful on. He gets a hold of it and makes a good play to flip the backhander down the ice. Lang will go back to get it. 25 seconds remaining in the Estevan power play. Still plenty of time with all the great spark plugs that they have. Lang has it, and he'll dial it up from his blue line. Swings the pass up the left side. Chance in front that time for Olsen. Can't catch up. Broken up by Martin. This is Knudsen for Flin Flon, and he'll get a hold of it down the ice. And that might do it for the power play. Just a couple seconds remaining. Seitz goes in there after. Great effort by Leo Seitz. He comes up with the puck. Leo Seitz gets it back to center. Penalty is over. Estevan is 0 for 1 in the hockey game. Back to 5 aside. Here's a giveaway. Mounier with the steal. Walked in and he just missed that time. Boy, Estevan's coughed the puck up a few times. Again, they're fortunate. It's just a 1 goal. Holmes in the blue line. Lets her rip, and Adams makes the save and snares that. With a lot of traffic. Big number 26, Rhett Ewan. How about the great start for him tonight?
He's been fantastic tonight. When you said I was about to say it, and you said it, he's looked really good tonight. Reed Arbery looking great, too. Media timeout, Rob?
We'll do the same. A great start for Flin Flon tonight. Out should the Bruins fall 4, but more importantly, a 1-0 lead on a nice wraparound goal by Ryan Ulmer, his 7th of the year. The only offense so far on 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
Clear.
At the North of 53 Co-op, you can get the most out of your hard-earned dollar. Shop smart with Co-op Sensibles. Affordable essentials that never compromises on quality. Find them throughout the store, from the bakery to fresh meats and even in the frozen section. With dependable low prices on everything you need for your favorite everyday meals. It's time to make groceries make sense with Sensibles. Only at the North of 53 Co-op. You're at home there.
Life is sweet with Maytag's Kitchen Suite Savings at Creighton Furniture and Appliance Center. You can save $150 when you purchase any 2 qualifying Maytag major kitchen appliances. Plus, save an additional $300 when you purchase 3 or more select Maytag kitchen appliances or go all out. And save $400 when purchasing 4 or more qualifying kitchen appliances. You can save big with Maytag's Kitchen Suite Savings event at Creighton Furniture and Appliance Center ending February 4th.
You're on.
8:20 to go in the opening period. A 1-0 Flin Flon lead. Again, Ulmer 7th of the year. Faced off to the Bruins zone. The left of the netminder, Adams, has been very busy here. Called for again the shots in favor of Flin Flon. But here's a chance for Onright for the Bruins. He beats his guy to the puck, throws it back out front. Horn knocked it down. Horn has it. Hangs on. Made a good move there. And lost at the last second. Miller comes over and picks it up. Horn rubbed him up along the boards and got the puck back. Here's Horn. Good shift for him. Gets it in deep before Knudsen will ride him to the boards. Lees. Estevan starting to play a little bit more physical here as the puck is sent back into Estevan territory. Back to get it is Morozov. Morozov battling along the boards here with Tverdovsky. Puck dug free by Lees. A backhander, and that one goes wide. Here's Pashad. In tight, back of the goal for Morozov. Back out front. Lees, the one-timer, he fanned on it. And grabbed her once again by Horn, who had a fantastic shift, and he'll get the puck down the ice and go out for a much-needed change. 7.5 to go here in the period. 1-0 Flin Flon. Seitz has got the puck. He's across the Estevan line. Hangs on out front. How did that one stay out? I think Adams came across and was able to knock it away from Breho. Breho will hold it in. Shot from an off angle goes wide. There's Williams. Played it ahead to Getzlaf. He can't knock it down. Flin Flon back on top of it. That's Dash Holmes flipping it in. The former Bomber, Ethan Andrews, in the corner. Back of the goal for Ashby. In the corner for Williams. Up the middle, nobody home. That'll be an icing call. And Estevan having a tough time getting on track here in the opening period, Mike.
You know, the Bombers all year have just beaten teams to the puck. There's just no give up in this Bomber team. They don't coast, and that's exactly what's happened tonight. They loose puck, Bombers are on it, and that's why I believe Estevan's having issues. They're not quite as tenacious.
A lot of hockey to go, though, as Holmes will get a piece of that at center. Gives it right back up. Andrews has got it as he sends it back inside the Flin Flon zone. There's Mounier. Back of the goal for Holmes. Holmes around the boards. Picked up here by Ulmer. He's got the goal tonight. Ulmer up the right side. It makes its way to Martin. Deflects off Getzlaff. Sticks with Martin a chance, and that's kicked away. Good save by Adams over the glass and out of play. Should mention a couple more hellos here tonight. Jamie Smalley and I'm assuming family listing in Mazatlan tonight. All these people with all these wonderful summertime holidays. Wish I could afford to do that, but anyway.
It's a good time to do it.
I bet. So anyway, big hello to Jamie Smalley, of course, a longtime Flin Flon Bomber support. Billet parent, and I know he really enjoys listening and watching the game, so hello to Jamie and, of course, his family and friends and whoever else is out in Mazatlan here tonight. You got to love modern technology. You can watch a Bomber game from really anywhere.
Now that you have Wi-Fi on airplanes, you can watch it on airplane. I did a couple of days ago.
Bombers win the faceoff. They get it back to Fashon. I should say hello as well to my good buddy Brian Bordas. He's listening tonight as well.
Plum Springs. No, there's not a bad spot.
He's in Borrego.
Borrego Springs, yep.
A big hello to Brian. Never misses a game, Mike Slip. What do you think of that? Well, very devoted fan.
As long as it's at night, because he's playing golf during the day.
Puck is sent down the ice. Miller will race after it. Ice is going to be called. A good effort by Miller to get down there, but a big hello to all these wonderful Bomber fans and wonderful Flin Floners listening again all over the globe here to 102.9 CFER and FlinFlonOnline.com. Good opening period for Flin Flon tonight. Again, out shooting the Bruins 14-4. They've got the 1-0 lead. Ulmer 7th of the year. Face off back at the Flin Flon zone. Asmundson for the Bruins getting set to line up here against Connor Miller. To the left of Finn Werner, who really has not been challenged yet as the puck will roll in front to him. And they've got 5 shots now, and I don't know if they've had any from point-blank range.
There was one rush that Finn had to jump on. It wasn't a hard shot, but he had to fight through traffic. Raphael tells me that Tverdovsky is the son of the Winnipeg Jet Tverdovsky.
You're kidding?
Yep. Raphael told me that last night, and what Raphael says is true.
Well, I mean, I'm sure he researched it or found out somehow, but that's exciting. You know, it's not a very common name.
No.
Think about it.
No.
Now we got look out, Rhett Ewan mixing up in front of the net here with Ron. There's penalties going to be handed out here.
This is how the referees called it.
That just looks like some pushing and shoving to me. I don't know if I would have called anything there, but
I think there might have been a shot to the face, but
I thought both guys were going. Maybe.
Yeah. Last night the refs were taking both combatants, but
looks like Ron's the only guilty party, so it's a power play for Flin Flon, who had the best power play in the SJHL at 25.4%. The game winner last night again was a power play goal, courtesy of Connor Miller. We'll see what Flin Flon can do tonight. It's an Arctic Beverages power play, which means that the Bombers score. We're going to hand out a tall pack of Gatorade water. Don Peak, who loves the contest, is in tonight. Gets his products at the Gateway. Good luck to Don Peak. If the Bombers score the power play, he'll win a 12-pack of Gatorade water here, courtesy of Arctic Beverages. Flin Flon a 1-0 lead. We'll see if they can add to it with the most potent power play in the SJHL. Here's Lees in the corner. Beats it back to Fashon at the blue line. He'll hang on, gets rid of it. Arbery in the corner for Seitz. Back to Arbery. Here's Fashon. Lees lets that one right. Good shot block that time by Bates. Nice job there by the big Bruin D-man. Lees gets it back. Drops it in the corner here for Muka. Muka will hang on to it. Left it there for Lees. He tries to jam it in. Adams got a stick on it. Puck is loose in front. Puck is picked up and fired down the ice here by Olsen. You can hear the Estevan bench yelling, out, out. And they eventually did as they made some good plays down low to get that puck down the ice. Here's Knudsen. Feeds this one back to Martin. He'll take off up the right side. 51 seconds remaining in the power play. Flin Flon will dump this in for Miller. He's in the corner with Stitton. And Martin in there as well. Puck comes to Cramp. He'll get a hold of it off the boards. Comes out. Knutson will knock it down at center. Here's Knutson. Played it back to Miller. A couple former Broncos going to work. Miller inside the Estevan zone. Gets it in deep. Picked up in the corner that time by the Bruins and fired off the boards and back down the ice by Ashby. And great penalty killing here by Estevan here on this first Bomber chance. Holt comes in and forces the Bombers to lift it up the left side. Estevan will dump it back in. 18 seconds to go in the power play. 4:20 to go in the period. Great penalty kill by the Bruins here so far. Here's Stitten to center. Streaking down the left side. He'll bring it in deeper. Willie Noligoff lost the handle. Tverdovsky knocked it away from him in the corner. Stitten got it back. Stitten back to the Bruin net. We're about to go back to 5 aside. Here's Morozov. He'll hang on. Back of the goal for Stitten. Blue line back to 5 aside. There's a shot. That got blocked by Williams. And it comes back to center. So both teams are 0 for 1 on the power play tonight. Here's Morozov. Fighting hard to get across the Estevan line. He'll flip it in. Tverdovsky's there back of the goal. Tverdovsky, look out. He lost the handle. Took it away that time by Ulmer. He's got the goal. Tverdovsky on top of him. Ulmer still on top of it. Working hard in the corner. Got it in tight that time for Lesperance. Leaves it there for Ulmer. Ulmer on the corner, a chance. And Adams got enough of that one and just kept it out of reach. Rhett Ewan back of the goal. Tied up that time by Lang along the boards. Good pressure by Flin Flon late. Ulmer will hold it in off the boards. Gets it back in deep. I think Estevan's got some tired guys out there right now. We'll see if Flin Flon can make them pay. Biscu pinched in. Came back to Ulmer. A chance. Off the right shoulder that time. And Estevan's going to get a break because that's going to go off the shoulder and hit the net. And they had some guys, in particular, Tverdovsky, little gas to get off the ice out there a little bit too long.
Yeah, that was a tough save for Adams. It was a knuckleball. It was on its end when the shot came, but he got his shoulder on it, sent it out of play. But you're right, Rob. The Bombers had them running around again. It's been all Bombers this first period, really.
15-4 is the shot. Here's a chance off the face-off. Yuka's shot that got blocked by Bex. Riho holds it in. Back up front. Slate's a chance. First one blocked. He'll get it back. Estevan doing a really good job blocking shots. There's Riho. Back of the goal for Seitz. Worked it back up. Front off the stick. Riho off the side of the net. How did he put that one in? Mike Schlick can't believe it. It's quite frankly, neither can I. That should have been in. Mounier will hold it in. I hit the outside of the post, I think. Wide open chance, and the Bombers can't put it away. Here's Asmundson. For Estevan back in the Flin Flon zone with Olsen. Rennie's in there as well. He'll spin away. Rennie in the front of that hangs on. Rennie a chance. A good chance and a good save by Finn Werner on the Bruins' best scoring opportunity in the game. And that just showed you the talents there of Evan Rennie, who, of course, is leading the SJHL in scoring. Real tight window to work with there, Mike. But here's the replay in the corner. Look, a couple nifty moves. He beats the D-man out front and gets a really good chance for the top slot. Evan Rennie showing us his great offensive skill.
Yeah, and Finn Werner right to the top of the crease. And like
you and Rennie, pardon me.
As I said last night with Charlie Tritt, just get that logo pointed right at the puck and make that save, cradle it in your stomach.
Here's Reed Arbery inside his own zone. We'll feed that one back in the goal to Fashad. They've got the wrong time up on the clock. They got 19:50 up. They started the second period a little bit quickly. I think Drew Kosher's caught wind of it as well. They need to rectify. They need to blow this play down. They've got, I haven't seen this one before, Mike. This is a bit different.
Here we go.
And we got a penalty being called here. It's going to be a hit to the head to Rhett Ewan. And they're going to have to rectify the clock here as well, but it's going to be another Estevan power play coming up. Did you see the hit there, Mike? Or?
I did not. I was watching that
I know, so was I, unfortunately, as opposed to
the play.
Keep it. But referee was on top of it. Ewan will take the penalty for a hit to the head. And we have 2:01 now remaining in the period. And it's going to be Estevan's second power play of the game. They're 0 for 1. Like we mentioned, the third best power play in the league at 23.3%. Just 2 shots for the Bruins so far, but a great opportunity here. Actually, they've got more than that. They got 5. They're rectifying that as well. Anyway, they're on the power play. Here's Ryland Williams at the blue line in the corner. Brody back up. What a chance there by Asmundson. Kicked away by Werner. Williams will hold it in. This is Williams through traffic. Banned on it. Rennie has it. Trying to jam that one. Poked away by Werner. Good stop. Williams, great job to keep it in. Feeds it back to Andrews. Here's Williams. Walks in, shoots it, ripped it wide. A hard shot just missed. And that will go just over top of the glass and just catch the netting.
Yeah, Finn Werner earning his keep here in the end of this period. All of a sudden 6 shots, and he's had to make some pretty good saves.
A lot better looking power play for Estevan this time. They're actually cycling the puck and getting some moving around the zone here.
You're right, Rob.
Aspenson will take the face-off against Lee's deep inside the Flin Flon zone, the left of Werner. A 1-0 Flin Flon lead. Estevan trying to tie things up with their second power play of the night. Holmes will pick it up, though, off the face-off. Down the ice it goes. Adams, fantastic again here in the opening period. They'll drop it back in the goal here for Andrews. Andrews has got it. Swings that pass to Aspenson. Aspenson across the line. Williams tries to get a stick on it. Puck will float to the left-hand boards. Held in by Andrews. Ready back of the goal. Can't pick it up, but Williams does. Williams, what a move that was as he works his way back out front. Andrews makes the shot. Back to Williams in tight save. Werner puck is loose, and he's got that one too. A great glove hander on the rebound that time. Fired on target by Ron. And Finn Werner looking pretty comfortable between the pipes so far tonight as well.
Yeah, he really, like you said, he didn't have much going in the first part of that period, 3/4 of the period. But this last 3-5 minutes, he's been fantastic.
He certainly has. Exactly 1 minute to go here. In this opening period, a 1-0 Flin Flon lead, 59 seconds remaining in the end of that power play. Off the face-off, Williams' backhander gets stopped. Williams trying to get back on top of it again. Feeds it back to Andrews. Over to Ron. In the corner. Martin tried to get a piece of it, picked up by Fashad. He gets it down the ice. And Adams going to wander well in his own net. He's got Alder on him, and to be really careful there. Threw it back of the goal to Andrews, and Williams comes back to help out. He'll pick up the puck. Williams will poke this one ahead. Ron dropped it back. Williams at center. He's got the puck. Williams. Nice pass back to Olsen. Here's Andrews. They say it's offside, but play continues. Kicked away that time by Werner, and the loose puck is then sent down the ice. 15 seconds to go in the penalty, and just under 16 here in the period. Pretty much when the period comes to an end, so will the power play. It's a difference like 0.8 of a second. Here's Olsen. Back across the line. Penalty is over, and the shot is fired on target with 0.2 of a second remaining. Lang runs into the goaltender. They don't like that. But all in all, a good penalty kill by Flin Flon. Our second Jim's Custom Doors and Window penalty kill here in the opening period, and the Bombers are perfect 0 for 2.
It was a good penalty kill, but you know what? It was a pretty good power play by the Estevan Bruins.
In the early going, yeah, for sure. Yeah. So 0.2 of a second on the board as Harvey will take the face-off against Seitz to the left of Finn Werner. They're going to, actually with Stinton, they're going to wave him out, so Miller will go in to take the draw. And that will do it for the period. Well, Olsen comes back to him, and shot partially blocked by Ewan, who was in the penalty box, has had himself a very good opening 20 minutes here tonight. And all in all, for Flin Flon, you got to be happy with 16 shots on net, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Flin Flon owned that period except for the last 2 minutes, which, of course, the Estevan Bruins had a power play, and it was a well-established power play. The Bombers were able to clear it a number of times, so that worked out in a good end of that period for goaltender Finn Werner. But on the other end, Adams is a story for the Estevan Bruins.
He moves around so well, and it seems like even the pucks he doesn't see, he stops. I still can't understand or contemplate how he made that great save with that great all kinds of traffic in front. He's a big goalie. I guess he's obviously seeing a little bit better from the angles from what my vantage point is, but he's tough to beat. And the one goal that did beat him, that's when he lost sight of where the puck was.
Absolutely, and it was sort of that way last night for him, too. He's just good, solid goaltender, and as you know, I love watching great goaltending.
It's a good matchup again tonight. We'll take a break. We'll come back with the Northland Ford first period scoring summary. Also, our opening intermission here for the co-op tonight. And, of course, lots of fun stuff. We're going to be joined by Connor Miller. He'll be our Creighton Pizza player profile. And, of course, the McDonald's out-of-town scoreboard. So lots of stuff coming up in the opening intermission tonight. And like I said, we'll take one quick break. The Northland Ford scoring summary is next here on 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
Clear.
Your local McDonald's at the Walmart location.
7.
Wants to wish all their customers a happy new year and all the best in 2026. They have some exciting things happening to kick off the new year, including their mailer coupons, which will give you a chance to save money on all your favorite food items right up until February. Starting up later this month, the new $5 McValue meals will be available all day and night, and those will last all year. bringing you all kinds of delicious items to choose from, including the Cheeseburger Deluxe, fries, Junior McChicken, breakfast burrito, and pies. Stop by the restaurant at the Flin Flon Walmart location, 8 a.m. till 9 p.m. That's Monday to Saturday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Sunday. Drive-through open 7 a.m. to midnight Monday to Thursday, 24 hours Friday, Saturday, and open till 6 on Sunday.
The University College of the North is ready for you when you are. Whether you've just graduated from high school, are returning from time spent down south, or are looking to upgrade your skills or change careers, we've got options for you. Apply to UCN and start as early as January 2026. You may even transfer some of your current courses toward a new or ongoing program. Choose from over 40 diplomas, degrees, and certificates. UCN.ca. UCN. Here you can.
University College of the North sa kinutigis kinomagay nao ay kanto pa nao UCN.ca UCN tagi Spanish.
Hud Bay is proud to be a sponsor of this Bomber broadcast. From donations for bursaries, hockey schools, clubs, community events, charities, and so much more, Hud Bay has supported our community with dedication and generosity, contributing to events and organizations. Hud Bay thanks the people of Flin Flon for their continued support.
You're on.
And welcome back to the Whitney Forum. It is our opening intermission for the North of 53 Consumers Co-op tonight. Mike Slepp. Let's take a look at the Northland Ford first period scoring summary. And again, Ryan Ulmer, we talk about different guys stepping up each night. He had a terrific opening period. Got the puck back to the Estevan net. Adams lost sight of where it was. He hesitated. Ulmer was able to make a really smart play, did the nice wrap run along the left-hand post, jammed it in. 7th of the year. Lesperance, the assist at 7:27. And the only blemish by Adams, he did lose sight of it for a second back of the net. And as a result, it's the only goal of the opening period.
Yeah, and as I say, you don't see those goals very often, but that was a beauty, that wraparound.
He's a real smart player, isn't he?
He is. Again, it just fits into the team, and he's fast and he's tenacious, just like everybody else, Rob. It's just such a great team. I was going to mention to you, Wyatt Stinton played just an awesome game last night, and the same sort of thing. Just they've all bought in, and you can see it as how they play. There's no Ryan Ulmer being a perfect case. There's no give up. There's just no sitting back. It's full gas all the time.
So the one goal, once again, Ryan Ulmer, the rookie out of Regina, has got his 7th of the year. Les Bronx, the lone assist at 7:27. Shots were 16-10. Flin Flon was 16-2 at one point. Bruins got a few shots on late power play, got a few chances, but for the majority of the period, we're kind of back on their heels. The good thing for them is when you have a hot goalie, he can hold you in. I'm sure if you're Drew Kosher, the Estevan coach in the room, you're saying, look, guys, not our best period, but it's only 1-0. We get the next one. We're right back in this thing. We got a goalie that probably won't give up more than 2 or 3 goals in the game. It looks like it's probably going to be tough sledding to score offensively for both these teams again tonight. So a big one coming up for the second period. But again, Estevan, they got a bit of a break on the short-handed breakaway there. Adams bailed him out, made a good save on Reed Arbery. And then Hudson Breho missed that wide-open net. Now, it went off the side of the post, did it not, there late?
I think it did, Rob.
So a couple of breaks for them.
Yeah, I think the puck might have been rolling too, but it was wide open.
It was. So, I mean, they were able to weather the storm there a couple of times. I mean, 1-0, a lot different than 3-0, especially here at the Whitney Forum, where, of course, the Bombers have yet to lose this year. Flin Flon, when they lead after one period of play this year, I'm glad you asked. The Bombers, a very good 16-2. When Estevan trails after one period of play this year, their record 5-9-1. But like we said, their goalie's hot, and it's just the one goal. Again, Ryan Ulmer, 7th of the year, the difference right now. We'll take another break. More of the opening intermission for the Co-op. Creighton Pizza player profile time coming up. From the new additions for the Humboldt Broncos, the game-winning goal last night, the power play, Connor Miller, one of the best forwards certainly around the entire league. Loving his time in Flin Flon. He'll tell you all about it when we return right here on 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
Picture this. A home that welcomes you with open arms, where every room tells a story of comfort and security. Jim's Custom Doors and Windows, your local go-to windows, doors, and blinds store. At Jim's, they believe in turning houses into homes. Their windows don't just frame views, they frame memories. And their doors, well, they open within endless possibilities. Whether you're upgrading for style or enhancing security, the experts at Jim's can guide you every step of the way. Jim's Custom Doors and Windows, 687-7071.
For the past 6 years, Creighton's Pizza has been providing a slice from their 2 larges for $42 daily deal that you order to those in need. Over 6,800 slices have been donated. Creighton's Pizza looks to continue showing kindness with your support. Creighton's Pizza, 688-2080. Give away the last slice.
You're up.
Welcome to our first intermission. Connor Miller is our Creighton Pizza player profile. Connor, of course, part of that big blockbuster trade with the Humboldt Broncos. Also had the overtime winner last night. Connor, how you enjoying being a Bomber so far?
Well, it's pretty good. It's different being up here, but the group of guys is very good. Coaching is awesome, and it's just a band of brothers up here, and we get the job done.
Talk about the trade. I mean, like you and I talked about when you first came here, I mean, that Humboldt team on paper at the beginning of the year looked as good as anybody. Didn't quite go according to plan there. You've been obviously given another opportunity, but talk about the trade. Were you caught off guard? Were you looking for something to happen? Can you kind of give me the lowdown when you got the news?
Yeah, I wasn't really expecting anything to happen. I thought one move would have happened in Humboldt, and I think we would have went away. But no, I got told a couple days before the deadline that this was going to happen, and Flin Flon was the only place I was willing to go, and Reagan got a trade worked out with Glasgow, and it worked out pretty good, I think.
What was it about Flin Flon that appealed to you?
Just playing in Flin Flon is what appealed to me. I played for Reagan. I had a couple buddies up here, and you hate coming in here and playing in playoffs. So I was like, let's be on the good side of it this time.
Yeah, that's right. I guess you got a good taste of it last year.
Yeah, last 2 playoff series for sure up here. So yeah, it's definitely good to be on the home side.
So you know what it's all about here come playoff time.
Oh yeah, small rink, loud barn, just giver. It's fun hockey.
Let's go back to the first game you played in La Ronge. The trade had just happened. I know you played obviously a lot of junior games. Of course, you played, like you mentioned, for Canada West as well. You had that opportunity. Obviously a high-pressure situation. Were you a bit nervous going into that game?
Just a bit nervous with the new team, only second day with the guys. But hockey's hockey, right? You go out and do what you do, and that's what Reagan's brought all 3 of us here to do. And that's why I just try to do my best every game, and each day keeps getting better and better with the guys.
Is it easier that you bring 2 teammates with you?
I'd say so. It definitely for them it was a lot easier. Me knowing some guys, I was kind of content with it, but definitely having teammates come with me really helped out.
Were you surprised that all 3 guys wound up here? I mean, it's one thing for yourself to get traded, but were you surprised about a blockbuster trade of that magnitude?
I was not expecting that at all. I thought it would have just been me and maybe some pieces with it, but when Koloska said that it was going to be pretty big, I was definitely not expecting 3 guys, but played with Knudsen for 5 years now, so 3 different teams. It's pretty impressive coming up here with him.
And of course, you and I chatted about Charlie Tripp before he went to Air. He's got himself a Division I scholarship. A big part of the victory here last night.
Yeah, Tritter. Not many guys, when you talk about him, are the real deal, and I'm really happy for him. He's came in here and proved what he can do in 2 different teams and taking the league by storm. I'm very happy for the guy, and couldn't be happier yet.
Big win for your team. I mean, knock on wood, this team gets to lose a game in the Whitney Forum. I mean, we know how good they are in the playoffs, but apparently the regular season has been pretty tough. Why? You're a visitor. Why is it so difficult to win in this rink?
Just the atmosphere. It's a different rink. Bombers know how to play here, use the fans well. The fans are a big part of it. And it's an intimidating bar, and coming in here for my first time 4 or 5 seasons ago now, it was definitely taking you off guard. But once you get into it, and if you're a gamer, you'll love it, and I think I am. So you just got to be prepared for anything to happen, because nothing's going to go your way when you're the away team here.
Well, it seems that way. When you were coming up, or would you find a lot of the younger guys that had never been up here before, would they ask you what's it like? Could you tell that they were a little bit uneasy? But you played a lot of games here, an old hand for you now. But would you find some of the younger guys that are a little bit kind of wondering what was going to happen?
Yeah, it's hard to explain, because I was talking with a couple guys on the team yesterday. They're like, man, I couldn't imagine what it's like to be the away team coming in here, and I'm like, I don't even know how to explain it to you. You just got to be the away team to experience it, but it's definitely a lot nicer being on the home side.
You know, hockey, just like life, you never know what's going to happen. I'm sure if I was to say to you a year ago at this time you'd be a Flin Flon Bomber, you probably wouldn't have believed it.
Yep, not at all. No, I thought it would have been Humboldt Bronco for life, but things happen. It's a business, and I'm grateful for this opportunity.
I'm sure you're happy you stayed in the SJHL too, right?
Yeah, I didn't plan on going anywhere else. I was hoping to stay in the SJ for sure.
Let's talk about your goal last night. I mean, you scored in your debut against La Ronge. You've been able to pretty much produce every single game. Last night, an overtime winner. It's got to be your Bomber highlight so far, I'm assuming?
Yeah, it was pretty loud last night, scoring a power play goal, so it was definitely a boost of confidence for the guys getting one on the power play, too. I know we've been struggling the last few games, and definitely just getting the grease of one in front was good for the boys.
And your penalty kill came through. I mean, Estevan's got some guys that can score as well. I mean, you killed off, I think, 3 power plays of theirs in the third period.
Yeah, our penalty kill was great last night. I think that was our best part of the game. We killed off a 5-on-3 at one point, a 4-on-3. We were definitely up against the wall in the third period, but we came in clutch. Guys won some face-offs. Tritter made some saves, and we just got the job done.
Quickly, Mike obviously brought you in. What did he tell you that he wanted from you when he made the deal and, of course, was chatting with you about coming here and, obviously being part of this team this season?
He just wanted me to be me. He's seen me play at Team Canada West last year, and he loved what he seen there, and ever since then he's wanted me. So and he finally got me, and I just want to do what I can for him and help the team win.
What do you expect from yourself?
That's tough to say. I just expect to be the best I can every night, and if something doesn't go my way, well, it doesn't go your way, and next shift hopefully is better.
You mentioned your best Bomber highlight. For you in your hockey career, Connor, I mean, you played hockey, obviously, lots of different levels, lots of different teams. What would be the biggest moment for you in your hockey career so far? What you look back now, a defining moment, so to speak, for you?
Oh, man. A handful of years ago, playing spring hockey with Epic Hockey and Trevor Weisgerber. It was last year's spring hockey, and I was actually playing under head coach Dustin Ernest, former Flin Flon Bomber, and we won tournament Winnipeg, and that was pretty special winning with a bunch of my buddies, and we had a lot of fun that year.
Hockey should be fun.
If you're not having fun, don't play it.
Last thing, favorite team, favorite player growing up?
Favorite team, Edmonton Oilers, and favorite player is Regina, Saskatchewan boy, Jordan Eberle.
That's a good pick. Listen, Connor, thanks for doing this. Good luck against the Bruins again tonight, and good luck the rest of the way of the Bombers. Should be a lot of fun to see how this team is able to keep soaring here as we get ready for the playoffs, which are not very far away.
Yeah, thank you. We'll need it.
That's Connor Miller, former Humboldt Bronco, of course, now a member of the Flin Flon Bombers. Our great pizza player profile here today, 1029 CFER and FlinFlonOnline.com.
Clear.
Gatorade's unflavored water is your new go-to for all-day hydration. Infused with electrolytes for great taste. When you pick this up, all you have to do is flip the sports cap and drink the clear, refreshing water with no sweet taste. It's formulated for all active people to hydrate throughout their entire day. Arctic beverages in Gatorade. Ideal for all-day hydration for all active people. Your lifestyle may change each day, but what you have inside you doesn't. With Gatorade water.
Northland Ford proudly supports the Flin Flon Bombers throughout the SJHL season. We know that the Bombers will play tough like the Ford F-150, the toughest truck on the market for over 40 years. Northland Ford helping the community cheer on the Bombers as they work to bring a championship to the best fans in the league, and they provide the best selection on their lot. In the North, for the North, Northland Ford, the dealership you tell your friends about.
You're on.
The Bomber coaching staff making their way back to the bench. The second period coming up very soon. McDonald's out-of-town scoreboard, like we said. Going to be a lot of scoreboard watching between now and the playoffs as everything's so tight. Melville a 2-1 lead on Melfort in the second period. Weyburn continues to lead Humboldt 1-0 in the second. Yorkton on top of Kindersley 3-1 in the second period here tonight. And Battleford leads LaRange 2-0 also in the second period. Manitoba Junior Hockey League action tonight. Niverville just 2 regulation losses in the entire year. It's Ukrainian night, though, in Dauphin tonight.
Yeah, I saw that.
Big promotion. Premier Wab Canoes there. 1-1, the Nighthawks and Kings in the second. And it's sold out in Dauphin for that game tonight as well.
I wonder if Wab Canoe's wearing his Bomber jersey we gave him.
I think he's wearing a Dauphin King one. I was listening on my way up here today. His wife's from Dauphin, and they're pretty revved up and excited about that game.
Yeah, that's good.
They make special jerseys and that for that game. So.
Yeah. And then Premier Canoe is a big hockey guy.
Verdon leads the Blues 3-0 after 1. Way ahead of Portage 2-1 after 1. The Blitz no score with Winkler after 1, and it is a 1-1 game between the Stampeders and Winnipeg Monarchs after 1. Couple NHL finals today. Utah beat Nashville 5-2. Buffalo blanking the Islanders 5-0. Cole Caulfield's got all 3 Montreal goals tonight. They lead Boston 3-2 in the third period. Carolina a 4-1 lead on Ottawa after 2. Columbus leads Tampa Bay 6-4 in the third. It's L.A. St. Louis 2-2 in the second. Detroit Winnipeg 1-1 in the third. In the second half of Hockey Night in Canada, good one tonight. Washington in Edmonton. And of course, our score here at the one and only Whitney Forum. It's a 1-0 Flin Flon lead. Once again, Ryan Ulmer. Ryan Ulmer, the lone goal here for Flin Flon tonight, as the two teams, as I'm sure you can tell, have made their way back on the ice. Shots in the opening period, once again, 16-10 Flin Flon. And a very entertaining opening period once again. And no passengers for Flin Flon. Rhett, you in a good opening period. Ulmer had the goal. He looked good. You mentioned Wyatt Stinton last night. He's been good again tonight. Yeah. Reed Arbery, Finn Werner. It's just been a collective effort once again so far.
As every game seems to be, Rob. So... stand out one time so I can pick the stars easier.
Rennie takes the face-off against Stinton. We're just underway. Flin Flon loses the puck at center ice. Rennie dropped that one back here to Olsen. He'll feed it back to Andrews at his blue line. There's Lang. Back to Rennie. Ties up with Knutson. Just below our broadcast location. Puck squirts free. Here's Lang. Lang has it up the left side. He'll flip the puck back inside Flin Flon territory. Asmundson after, he took a big hit. That's going to be a penalty here against Knutson.
Oh.
We'll see what they decide if it's a double minor. He wrapped him into boards there pretty good.
Yeah, that was a tough one. Penalty for sure, but the Bruins...
It's a hit from behind here, Mike.
Yeah.
It's only 2 minutes, though.
The Bruin went down awkwardly, and...
Asmussen's a big guy, so he gets back up. But...
Yeah, and just followed through, unfortunately. So, tough one to take.
So Estevan back on the power play here for the third time. They're 0 for 2. Great chance to get a tie for the game early in the second period. Another Jim's Custom Doors to Windows penalty kill here tonight. Bruins win the draw. This is Ethan Andrews. You know he'd love to score here against his former team tonight. He was part of that Adam McNutt trade in Laurent. Remember that one a couple of years ago, Mike?
Yes, I do.
So does Ethan. Did not want to leave Flin Flon that time, but he went down to Laurent, and he weathered the storm there, played for Notre Dame, eventually found a home in Estevan, and look at him now. He's having a breakout season, so good for him.
Good for him, yep.
Here's Ethan Andrews. Back to center ice. Asmundson will drop it back. Williams a chance, and there's a shot off the mask, and Werner loses the mask altogether. They'll blow the plate down, so Williams can really fire that biscuit. He fired a good one right off the top of his noggin there, took his mask right off.
Yeah, I think it might have snapped, taken the strap off. So as goalies do, they shake it off and get the whistle. Last night, the Estevan Bruins came out flying in the start of the second period. It was complete opposite of the first last night. Let's see if that happens this evening.
We got that power play, which is going to help Rennie back on the Flin Flon net. We mentioned 10 power play goals on the air. Gets it back to Ron at the blue line. Here's Andrews. Gets it off to Williams. That one hit a skate. Flin Flon cleared it out. And Lees has got it on his side of center. He'll take off now. Lees by himself across the line. Lost a hand. Now he's going to get a chance. The puck is flipped in. Adams races out, and he guesses Lee's right, and he flips it back. So that could have been devastating for Estevan had he played the puck in the wrong direction there. But Lees went to the other side, so he got a break and got it down the ice. Flin Flon will flip it right back in, though. 54 seconds to go in the power play. Just underway in the second. A 1-0 Flin Flon lead. Estevan's third power play of the game. Andrews has it at center. To Williams, back to Andrews. Tried to come up front that time to Harvey. That was broken up, but the puck will stay in. Bruce. He's after it, dropped it back, and the goal picked up, and here's a chance short-handed out for Seitz. In behind the knee, he'll pick it up along the right-hand boards. Leo Seitz works in, and he rips it over top of the net. Great chance there. As the puck got away from the corner, but he still got a good chance and got out front and just lifted that over top of the right arm that time of Adams. 15 seconds remaining in the Estevan power play. Broken up, grabbed here by Seitz again, short-handed. Seitz will flip the puck in. Adams stopped it back in the goal. Olsen will grab it. That's going to do it for another Estevan power play. They're 0 for 3 tonight. Ashby took the pass. Knocked away at the blue line. Flin Flon will get it back. Almost had too many men. If you notice that time, Les Bronx waited the puck.
Smart.
As Knudsen dove off, as we saw two of those penalties the last time you and I called the game together a week ago tonight. Remember that?
Yeah, there was nearly one last night, too.
Smart play by L'Esperance there, though.
Yeah, what a penalty kill by the Bombers. They had some scoring chances, Sykes, Joey Lees, and they were able to get the puck out of their zone, and the Estevan Bruins weren't able to set up.
Face off back inside the Estevan zone, the right of Adams. Shots are 1-0 Estevan in the period. 16-11 so far for football in the game. Bombers win the draw. Mounier ripped that one in. There's L'Esperance back of the goal. Another guy that brings it every night. In the corner that time for Ulmer. Tried to get the puck in deep. There's Big Red Ewan. Fights onto the corner. Ewan has it. Ripped that one wide, glove side. Mounier will jump on it. Shoot it. Scores! Adams wants that one back. Mounier will knock the ball off the board. And we'll take a look at the replay on this one here by Schultz. On his stick, he fires the knuckleball. And I'm not sure if it maybe hit somebody or if he didn't see it. But here it is along the boards. Here's the quick shot. It's a knuckleball that goes through his legs, and a 2-0 Flin Flon lead with as good as Adams has played in back-to-back nights. Did that deflect off number 3 in front of the net there? Did that be direct off the Estevan player there?
It looked to me like it bounced funny off the ice because, as you say, it was a knuckleball and took a turn on the ice, but it could have hit the player. I'm not sure.
That'd be Ashby who was out front. Tough to tell. But it's Mounier's second career SJHL goal. And Flin Flon's in front 2-0. Here's Dixie. Back up. But there's a chance looked over top of the net that time by Muka. Not only over top of the net, but over top of the glass as well.
Muka with a great scoring chance there. But just before he put it out. But, yeah, the Bombers, good chance. And that one just fooled Adams. It bounced funny either off the ice or off the player. But no matter, it went in.
L'Esperance has got his second assist of the game. Rhett Ewan, the second one on that one as well. But a strange goal. Flin Flon will take it. They're up 2-0. Here's Kraft taking the pass here for the Bruins. He gets it back to Horn. Horn looks good the opening period. Gets a good chance. And Werner there to flash the leather and make the save there and hang on. Out of town here tonight. Weyburn a 2-0 lead on Humboldt midway through the second. Melville continues to lead Melfort 2-1 after 2. Kindersley has stormed back to take a 4-3 lead on Yorkton. And Kindersley right now occupying the 8th and final playoff spot. 3 points up on the Humboldt Broncos. That'd be huge for them tonight. So Kindersley stormed back to take a 4-3 lead, and Battleford leads Laurent 3-0 in the second period. Exciting night of hockey around the SJHL. Here comes Vachon. His team in front 2-0. The drop pass to Stitton along the boards. Back of the goal. Andrews playing a lot. Will lift it out. Vachon races back. Beasley coming down on him. Icing called against the Bruins. 15:57 to go. The official on the second Flin Flon goal. It is Mounier's second ever SJHL goal. He scored that at the 3:11 mark. I mentioned L'Esperance's second assist. His second assist of the game, and Ewan's got one as well.
Steve Mounier, Nathan got his first goal on his birthday, just the last game before Christmas.
Yeah, against Laurent. Here comes Vachon. Back of the net. He'll hang on. Flin Flon turning it up after the goal. Knudsen has it. A shot. That didn't miss by much. Again, a lot of traffic in front of that Estevan goal. There's Olsen. Lost a handle. Knocked down by Stinton. Made a nice move there. Olsen will get a second chance to get it out. Ewan comes back on the Bombers side of center. Here's Ewan. Plays that back in Bruin territory. Bounces right in front of the net. Icing call. 15 and a half to go in the second period. Shots are now 18-12 Flin Flon. But boy, you know, you can get all kinds of great chances. The goalie can make all kinds of sensational saves, and just a fluky bounce off the board sometimes goes in.
Yeah, and, you know, that can spark a team, although the Bombers don't need any more. Well, they could use some more goals, but they're sparked pretty good tonight.
Here comes Reed Arbery, getting it back to center. Arbery will send it inside the Bruins zone. There's Andrews, who never seems to leave the ice. He'll pick it up back to his net. Plays that one ahead here to Ron. Ron at center will lift it back in Flin Flon territory. There's Miscue. Got to be careful. Lost it along the boards to Asmundson. Olsen has it. Trying to fight off a check. Bombers trying to kick it ahead here. Puck is pinned up along the boards deep inside the Flin Flon zone. Comes back to Andrews. He'll hold it in. Made a good move. Now swatted away. Lees has it. Oh, trying to flip that ahead to Morozov, and Andrews got back of the air. What a great play from him. Miscue. Back on his heels inside the Flin Flon zone. There's Miller. Along the boards, trying to play it ahead. Rennie in there. Can't knock it down. Morozov gets it for Flin Flon. Morozov to center. And across the line, they're offside. Take your pick. Both Lees and Miller well ahead of the puck.
One too many moves at the blue line there by Mr. Morozov, but he's been playing great too. Very fast.
And tremendous hands.
Yep.
He's a fun player to watch for sure. Just one of the many great players that Mike Reagan has added here for this exciting team here this year. Faceoff will come outside the Bruin blue line. Harvey going to get waved around to the outside the Bruin blue line. Williams goes to take the faceoff against Les Bronx. He wins it. And the Bruins will try to play that back upside the Flin Flon zone, but it's knocked down. Here's Ulmer at the first goal, throws it up front to Miscue. Miscue will hang on to it. Looks for a lane, shoots it. Oh, that didn't miss by much. Les Bronx was out front that time and just redirected it wide. Good pressure by Flin Flon. Lang, the Estevan D-man has it. He'll carry it ahead. Here's Getzlaff. He'll dump that one in. They're offside. They'll have to clear the zone, and this will give Miscue a chance to go back and get it. Up the middle to Les Bronx. Redirected it back at Estevan territory. Lang there to get it. 13:54 to go in the second period. A 2-0 Flin Flon lead. Here's Kraft with a chance. Kraft cutting in, shoots. Oh, big save, Finn Werner. Kraft just grabbed that bucket. He beat all five guys on the ice. Now Horn and Lesperance are mixing it up.
Uh-oh.
They both got the full face shields on. Lesperance is going to take a penalty here.
Yeah,
he grabbed Horn's face mask and ripped it off him.
They grabbed the face mask.
That'll be a penalty for sure. How about that chance there for the Bruins and a great save by Finn Werner?
Yeah, that was fantastic. This might be 4 minutes for Lesperance.
Flin Flon in penalty trouble here tonight.
Mounier and Getzlaff have been having words all night, and they chat as they both skate over to the bench.
It's only 2 minutes.
An extra 2. No, yeah.
2 minutes both ways, so they're going to throw both guys to the box.
Kind of surprised at that.
So Les Bronx has gone off for Flin Flon, and Horn has gone off here for Estevan. And you're right, I think that Flin Flon got a real break there. Here's that great play here. Cutting in on goal was a great chance that time for Kraft. And Finn Werner's best save of the game is Estevan's got a lot of good playmakers that can make things happen. That was a great opportunity there. Drew Kosher not happy with the calls there, Mike Sled.
No, he is not. It might be he's not happy with the placement of the face-off.
Well, he can't be happy with that call either.
No, I believe he has every right to be upset about that.
You can't grab the guy's face mask and rip it off his head.
It's a rule.
Matter of fact, when they first brought that in, wasn't there a game misconduct that was supposed to be handed out with that as well initially? They must have changed it because they did do that.
And there was lots of them.
Yeah, there was. Anyway, we're 4-on-4 here for the first time tonight. 13 and a half minutes to go in the second period. Flip on ahead 2-0. Leo Seitz has got it. Dropped it back to Breho. To the high slot. Didn't get much on it. That's blocked. Estevan right back the other way. As they get the puck to center, there's a pass to Ron. He's across the blue line. Made a good move there. Got the puck in deep. Ron centers it out front. Picked up here by Williams. Williams will hang on to it. Works his way to the blue line. Along the boards to Ron. Comes back. Nobody there. And the puck will come out. There's Andrews. Estevan looking pretty good here 4-on-4. Other than that missed pass, they've been able to use the more open ice to their advantage. Andrews will get it. He'll rip it right back in. That's picked up here by Asmundson. Flipped it out front. Nice pass. Lang redirected it wide to the corner, though. Here's Knutson. Back up the ice to Muka. Drop pass to Fashon. The Bombers on the attack. Fashon. Oh, Draggedy. Down on it. He gets it back. He's going to get a penalty here. He's going to get a slash, and it's going to be another penalty against the Bombers. Fourth power play of the night coming up for Estevan. And Fashon looked like he had a pretty good chance or a scoring chance, but he fagged on it, then he got the slashing call, and boy, sooner or later this Bruins team's got to break through, don't they?
I was just going to say the same thing. You can't keep taking these because at some point the Bruins are going to take advantage.
So this is going to be a 4-on-3 here, Mike, and this has got a very good efficiency rate for success with the power play, the 4-on-3.
Yeah, especially with these high-flying teams like Estevan.
And Rennie and Williams are both out there right now as Flin Flon will clear the puck down the ice. So it'll be a 4 4-on-3 for 43 seconds. It'll go to a 5-on-4, of course, after a whistle. There comes Ron to center. He's had some moments tonight, too, as he rips that one in. Mounier after it. Asmussen knocked it down along the boards. Gets it back to Ron at the blue line. Here's Williams. Thinks about shooting it. Back out to Ron. He's not in position to shoot. He backtracks to the blue line. Now he hangs on. Ron walks in. And nice job by Arbery.
Yeah.
He'll block that, and that'll go over the glass out of play.
Edmondson standing in front of that net. He's a big body. Finn Warner was trying to peek around him, and 6'3", Noah Asmundson. Where's Noah from? White City, Saskatchewan.
Not too far from Estevan, actually, in the vicinity anyway. Asmundson getting ready for the face-off here against Stinton in 19 seconds and go from a 4-on-3 to a 5-on-4. Big face-off inside the Flin Flon zone. The Bombers knock it down on the boards. Mounier can't clear it out. Held in here by Ron. There's Rennie along the boards. Ron at the blue line. Sends it back to Williams. Here's Ron. Hangs on. Rennie had the stick cock. Won't shoot it back to Williams. Here's Ron. Horn and Lesperance from the box. Estevan working out front. Great save that time, Werner. Left alone in front of that, the side of the goal that time was Asmundson. But Finn Werner looking sharp. Got the left pad down, made the save, and grabbed the rebound with 1:03 remaining in the Estevan power play.
Just great positioning by Finn Werner. Bombers got to be, well, I know they are happy with their goaltending duo going into the playoffs.
You got to have depth at all positions, but Flin Flon appears to have that. Leaves off the boards, gets it back down the ice. Save made by Adams, just got rid of it. Look out. Miller was in there and almost got in there tight on him. He just got rid of it. Estevan, 48 seconds to work with on the power play. Still plenty of time as Andrus has got the puck. Gets it back to Asmundson. He's across the line. Asmundson carries it in, gets it back out front. Puck chipped the blue line. Andrus races over to keep it in. Feeds it back to Williams. Shoots that one off of the stick of Miller over top of it. Picked up and ripped back down the ice. That one looked like it was close to coming up here. Marty Martinson jumping out of his drawers to the right of us. It just kind of went along the edge here. I can't say I blame him. That was close. Here's Ron. Broken up by Bruce. Puck will come back to center. Andrews has it. Sends it back inside the Flin Flon zone. Knutson will pick it up back to that. He gets a hold of it back down the ice. Oh, no. Knocked down at center by Andrews. Made a good play. Ethan Andrews across the Bomber blue line. Gets a good chance. Gets a shot on net. The save made by Werner. Rebound picked up by Bruce. The penalties are over. And Estevan is 0 for 4 in the game. The Bomber penalty killing unit has been good. Boy, they almost had too many men on the ice again there. Look out. We got a Bomber knocked down back of the goal. Puck at the side of that. Werner's got it. It's loose out front. Picked up by Ewan. Can't clear it out. Beasley holds it in. Beasley lets her rip. Blocked in front. Good pressure here by the Bruins. That's picked up and sent back to the blue line. It took a funny hop. Ewan tried to tap it out. Beasley on top of him. Bruins are after it, trying to get a goal, get back in the hockey game. Bruce will pick it up back to the Bomber net. Estevan is changing. Here's Bruce. Just gets it out. Puck rolls back to the Bruin blue line. Kraft, who had a good chance moments ago, has it go over top of his stick. Flin Flon will clear it back to center. Estevan looks like they found their legs here in the second period.
The Bombers needed a change, and they won't get it with that icing. Right, Ewan just on the wrong side of the red line to tip it. He did a nice job trying to. Media timeout.
We'll take a break. It's a 2-0 Flin Flon lead. Mounier's got his second ever SJHL goal. It's a big one right now. Bombers holding off the Bruins 2-0 here. Midway through the second period on 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
Clear. Bailey Homes has 15 years experience in the North, specializing in RTM homes and foundations, and are also proud supporters of our community. They are so thankful to Flin Flon and the surrounding areas for supporting them all these years. Bailey Homes is always willing to chat with a potential customer to show what they can do for our community. Your trusted builder in the North. Visit bailey-homes.ca. Creighton Furniture understands that you don't want just any appliance or piece of furniture. No, you want appliances and furniture that make a statement. And Creighton Furniture has what you need to create the feel, function, and features you want in your home, including great prices on upright freezers, retro freezers, and furniture with the colors you've been dreaming of. Make a statement by shopping at Creighton Furniture and Appliance Center, 688-7587.
You're on.
9:40 to go in the second period. It remains a 2-0 Flin Flon lead. Out-of-town update here tonight. U13 Kinsman Bombers are in a tournament in Prince Albert. Lost their first game to Cudworth 11-8. Beat the Saskatoon Grizzlies 6-3 today, unfortunately. Just missed getting into the playoff round. They go to the consolation, but a big win against Regina. They beat them 7-4. And advance to C final tomorrow afternoon at 3:30. So good luck to Jonathan Cooper, the rest of the U13 Kinsman Bombers, who, by the way, will be hosting provincials here in March.
That's right. The minor hockey did host provincials. I can't remember what
last
level,
year,
and they did a fantastic job. So I know that this group will do a bang-up job too.
And a good tournament so far. So good luck to them in the C final tomorrow. 9:37 to play in the second period. Cramp set for the face-off against Ulmer, who got the first Flin Flon goal tonight. Face-off back inside the Flin Flon zone. Ulmer wins it cleanly. Morozov lifts it ahead. He's knocked down. Miller will pick it up, and he's across the line, but he lost the handle. Bruins get it back. Here's Cramp again. Knocked away by Lees. His backhander finds Miller up the right side across the Estevan line. Walks in a chance, and Adams made the save. Awkwardly, but he stopped it. Chance out front for Miller. Won't shoot it. Back to the blue line. Here's Holmes. Hangs on. In the corner for Morozov. Morozov dropped it back to the goal for Miller. Pass out front to Lees. Knocked down here by Horn. He's shaken up here. Lees looking at the official. I think he wanted a call. He's not going to get it. Play is broken up. Morozov back on the attack for Flin Flon. Here's the quick pass here to Martin. Martin across the Estevan line. Hangs on. Morozov takes the pass. Back to Martin. Watch it. He scores! What a shot! Sniper! Jack Martin blows it away. Both low left side. And a 3-0 Flin Flon lead. And another guy we haven't talked a lot about tonight. But another guy that shows up game in, game out. Solid guy. The Bombers got him from the OHL earlier this year. Look at the replay Mike slept. Like I said, that's a sniper's goal as he gets it right at the top of the slot. Beautiful shot, low glove side, and a 3-0 Flin Flon lead.
But look where, and that was a great goal, but look where Joey Lee is right out in front. And, I've talked about it for years now that you got to get in the face of these great goalies, and that's exactly what Joey Lee did, and a great shot.
So Martin has his 11th in the year, and it's a 3-0 Flin Flon lead. A big goal there by Jack Martin. And the Bombers have the puck again at their blue line. They're flying now. Out shooting the Bruins 21-16, and have scored a couple more goals here in the second to take a 3-0 lead. Andrews off the boards, gets it back to center. That's picked up by Pashon. He'll flip it in on goal. The save made. And Adams will hang on. Lees will get one assist on that goal. I'm not sure if there was a second one added or not, but we'll find out. But a big goal by Jack Martin, who has said again, very impressive game in, game out.
He sure is. And again, the Bombers are tenacious there on the forecheck. They just wouldn't give up and kept the puck in, and Martin was able to find open ice and score that goal.
Morozov given a second assist, face off inside the Bruins zone, the right of the goaltender Adams, Flip on after. Look out! Penalty coming up here against the Bruins, I'm assuming, or maybe not. Oh yeah, he's got his hand out. Martin took a stick at the face. And Flin Flon will go to the power play for just the second time. No doubt about that one.
No, that's good call.
So Flin Flon will go back to the power play for just the second time tonight. A chance to blow it open. It's our second Arctic Beverages power play of the game. Benny Beck going to be the Pepsi power play contestant this time. It's her products at the co-op. Another long-time Flin Flon Bombers supporter. Good luck to Penny. Flin Flon, the best power play in the league at 25.4% coming in tonight. Of course, we talked about the great year that Joey Lees is having. Leads the team in goals with 18. He's also leading the team with 9 power play goals. Sites leaves it there for Pashon. Lees just got the assist of the third goal. He's not out there right now. Here's Arbery. He'll pick the puck across the line. Dropped it there from Yuka. Back of the line it goes. Here's Lees is out there again. He's double shifting here. Left it there for Fashawn. Hangs on, gets it back to Arbery. Fakes the shot in the corner for Seitz. Back out front to Arbery, won't shoot it. Seitz, the blue line, but too far that time for Fashawn. And he'll go back inside the Flin Flon zone. 1:17 to go on the power play. Picked up by Fashawn. He'll drill that one inside the zone. Flin Flon holds it in for the time being. Now it's knocked away by Harvey. Drops it back to Breeze, and he'll rip it back inside the Flin Flon zone. There's Fashawn, makes a good play to tap that one back to Arbery. Left it there for Seitz. The drop pass here to Fashawn. Back over to Miller. He'll redirect it in. 50 seconds remaining in the Flin Flon power play. Morozov knocked it down. Morozov to the slot, a chance. Blocked it. Puck is loose. Sit trying to knock that one in. It's up the side of the net. And they'll get a whistle, and Adams did lose sight of it again there.
Yeah, I think that might have hit a Bomber, but
definitely changed direction.
It sure did. So Bombers continuing the pressure. Estevan, of course, had the man advantage there at the beginning of the period and put some pressure on, but tide has turned.
Miller set for the face-off inside the Estevan zone. To the left of the netminder Adams. Flin Flon on the power play. Knutson has the puck, shoots it. Save made. There is a rebound. Beasley races to get it out, but held in here. In the corner, Andrews has it. Being forced here by Miller. Good forecheck again by Flin Flon. 25 seconds remaining on the power play. They try to dig the puck free. Miller really jamming away at it, but give Andrews credit. Able to hold it along the boards. And we'll get another face-off back inside the Estevan zone with 6.5 to go in the second period.
You know, the other thing that Miller has been great at is face-offs. He just won another one. The Bombers have been able to find some pretty good face-off men in the last little while, although Wyatt Stinn's taken this one over on the left-hand side.
Just 21 seconds remaining in the second power play of the game for Flin Flon. 6.5 to go in the second period. Flin Flon in front 3-0. Morozov along the boards to Knutson, tried to come back to him. Rennie broke that one up and got it out. Knutson has it pinned up there, poked away from him. 8 seconds to go in the power play. Good penalty killing here by the Bruins again, as that's picked up here by the D-man. Ashby, and he'll send it back in the Flin Flon zone. Flin Flon 0 for 2 in the game, so the two teams tonight, a combined 0 for 6, which is interesting, with so much firepower on both these teams. Another penalty coming up against the Bruins. Miller's tripped up. Gets in front for Martin. A one-timer and a save made here by Adams. So Flin Flon will get another crack here on the power play on the trip here.
As we said about the Bombers, Estevan can't keep taking these penalties with this powerhouse Bomber power play. So referee's been calling him. Last night he let a lot go, I thought, but
he's calling everything tonight.
Everything tonight.
Randy Metzer is our Arctic Beverages power play. He also gets his products at the co-op tonight. And Flin Flon will see if they can get something going here on their third chance. Arbery in the corner, back to Seitz, a little bit over top of his stick. Puck rolled back to the goal to Muka. He'll feed it back to left point. Fashawn able to hold it in. Here's Arbery. Back to Fashawn. He's taking fires. He scores! Power play goal by Fashawn. The DD there. And that'll go goal stick side here on Adams. And I'm not sure if he got a real good bird's eye view of that one. Here's the replay. Fashawn holds it in. Here's the pass to Arbery. Arbery gives it right back to him. Here's the quick release as he hangs on. And maybe he did see it, maybe just a bad reaction. There is a guy standing in front of him, though.
Yeah.
Which is Ryder Muka. So he might not have seen it cleanly.
I love that. I love how the Bombers are playing that this season. Just aggressive in front of the net.
So Fashawn will get the power play goal. Flin Flon is 1 for 3. Congratulations to Randy Hersikorn. You're an Arctic Beverages power play winner. And for the Bombers, Fashawn having a great year like we mentioned. His 7th of the year. Flin Flon in business now with a 4-0 lead and just over 5 minutes to go in the second period. Bruins not been able to get really going on track offensively tonight. Ron will bring the puck across the line. Ewan took it from him. Played it ahead. Grabbed here by L'Esperance. He had a guy racing in front of that in Palmer, but it was broken up. Here comes Ron back the other way. Walks in, gets a shot away. Kicked away that time by Werner. Werner been very good here tonight when called upon. Been a great story since coming over from the Western Hockey League. Another guy that really enjoying his time here in Flin Flon this year. Flin Flon will get the puck out, racing over to grab it, though, and intercept it. Is the Bruins on right. On right left that back for Ashby. He'll flip that back inside the Flin Flon zone over top of the left hand that time of Miskew. Miskew had cramp on top of him. Better to head to Breho, but he turned it over at the blue line. But a great job that time by Ulmer to come over and take that from Horn. Boy, Ulmer just having a great game all over the place tonight. They'll flip the puck in deep. Just over 4 minutes remaining in this second period. Here's Holmes with the steal. Picked it up inside the Bruins zone. Holmes out front. Makes its way to the blue. Mounier fired it on target. A blocker save made here by Adams. Mounier looking for a second of the night. Came close. Here's Breho back of the goal. Breho hangs on. Banks it back to blue line. Mounier will hang on. Gets it back to Breho. Breho throws it back of the goal here for Seitz. Andrews pinned him up. Back up front. And there's Breho a chance off the side of the goal. Yuka's got the loose puck. Going pressure again by Flin Flon here late. They'll get it back to Mounier. He sends it towards the front of the net. The save made. Rebound laying in front of that Estevan net. Seitz will grab it. Feeds it back to Mounier. Mounier, a long shot. Adams can't tail the rebound again. It's laying in front of him. Bruins getting ahead and finally get the puck out as Cramp will knock it down the ice. You know, earlier tonight I talked about the great rebound control by Adams. That's not the case right now, is it?
No, I was thinking exactly that, Rob.
Really having a hard time with that. I wonder if his confidence is a little bit blown after that fourth goal, which, let's face it, wasn't a great goal. Maybe he's reeling a little bit right now. We'll find out. Holmes will carry it up the ice. He's across the Estevan line. Holmes will bring the puck in deep. And he tried to go back to Lees. He missed the pass. Down the ice it goes. Werner. They'll make the save and get rid of it quickly. Knudsen played that one ahead. Lang blocked it for the Bruins. They'll flip it back on the Bomber net. That's stopped by Werner. He'll hang on. 2:48 to go in the period. And all of a sudden, Flin Flon at 30 shots in the game.
This is the norm, isn't it, Rob? And it's only 17 for Estevan, but Werner's just playing great. I think he's, and that's what Coach Reagan, I mentioned it last night, talks about. He said all he wants from a goalie is to make that save to win the game, and that's what these goalies have been doing. I mentioned that it's going to be different for Charlie Tritt because Bombers don't allow many shots.
Certainly not in this building.
Yeah.
But they'll get some tests with that 4-game and 5-night road trip coming up this week. Here's Morozov breaking free. He gets a chance. That's off the stick over top of the net. Flin Flon in front 4-0, like we mentioned. We'll hear by Pashon. And Morozov gets drilled behind the net. And we've got something happening now. Morozov goes down. We got a major melee back of the net here. Look out. We got Fitz flying down. Miller's grabbed a hold of the guy. He's hammering up with the Bruins. I can't make out who that is. Oh, Miller caught a gun as they go to the ice. Another shot back of the net here with a catch slap. And I can't make out the Bomber. Oh, that's Knudsen. A couple of former Broncos mixing it up here. Knudsen getting into it with Getzlaff and Miller getting into it as well. So a couple of big fights here by the former Broncos. Harvey, actually, the other guy. Harvey and Getzlaff are the two guys fighting for Estevan, Miller, and Knudsen for Flin Flon. Now, Mike, I missed the hit. Take me back to what happened. I heard your reaction.
On Morozov. Morozov's cut.
He is, yeah.
It was a bad hit from behind, Rob. And the Bombers
reacted to it.
And, coming to protect their team, Mike Reagan wants to see a 4-minute penalty, and at least a 4 minutes.
Well, he's pretty adamant towards the referee. We'll see here, I guess, what happens.
Yeah.
Well, here's the replay now. So I'm looking for Morozov here. I still don't see him.
That's him.
Well, there he is right there, okay. So here it is.
Yeah.
And it was, he got hit from behind that time.
His back was turned. He was away
by Harvey, who, of course, eventually got in a fight as well.
He was away from the boards, and that's what they teach is if you see the numbers, stop.
So it'll be interesting to see how they size it up. 2:25 remaining in the period here. We'll see what happens here as well for the third tonight, Mike. Let's take a look at what's happening out of town because they're going to have a discussion about this. We'll see what's happening around the SJHL. Like we said, a number of games with playoff implications here tonight.
Yeah, the referees discussing things.
Melville a 2-1 lead on Melfort. They're now midway through the third. Weyburn leads Humboldt 3-0 after 2. Kindersley, they were down 3-0. They stormed back for a 4-3 lead on Yorkton in the third. A big game for Kindersley tonight. Like I said, holding on to the 8th and final playoff spot. And a chance to, Melville's leading their game as well, so they're 1 point behind them. We've also got Battleford leading Laurens 4-1 after 2 periods of play. Drew Kosher not happy with the news that he's received, so I'm assuming it's going to either be a 4 or 5 minute penalty against his team.
Referee went and talked to Mike Reagan. Mike Reagan gave him the acknowledgement that, okay, that's good, and then he went over to talk to Coach Kosher, and the opposite happened. Drew Kosher not happy at all.
So it's either a 4 or 5 minute penalty. I'm assuming probably a 5 with his reaction, but I could be wrong. He might not like the, well, he probably not going to like the 4 minute penalty either, but the 5 stays up there obviously the whole time, right?
That's right.
And Estevan can't afford to go down any more goals. They're down 4-0 here with 2:25 to go in the second period. So it is a 5 minute major penalty. So there you go. Flin Flon's going to get a great opportunity here to maybe put this one on a reach.
5 minutes. 5 minute penalty up on the board for Estevan. You don't see the old line brawl much anymore, but that was what that was.
Yeah, and there were two. All 4 guys were throwing punches.
And yeah, they were going at it pretty hard.
Dave Piquel, our Arctic Beverages contestant, gets his products at Walmart. Good luck to him. And a great opportunity for him and maybe others if Flin Flon can strike for a few times on this 5 minute major penalty. Just 2:25 to go. That's a break for Estevan in a one-way, too. At least there's like 2 minutes left to 3. Kill it 2 minutes, get a bit of a breather, right?
Yeah. Mike Reagan pointing at something in the corner. I
think he's talking to some guys on the bench here, something that he saw. Lees is in there deep. You mentioned the team leader with 11 power play goals this year. Takes the puck free. Great effort. Gets it back to blue line. Bashan. Side of the goal. Redirected. Nice chance there by Muka. Just missed. That would have been real pretty. Arbery will hold it in on the board. Sykes has got it. Back of the goal it goes. That's Muka. Battling back there. Trying to pin it up along the boards. Leaves it there to try to help out. Puck is actually grabbed here by the Bruins' Tverdovsky. Finally they get it away from him. Lees goes down, but Bashan will hold it in. Here's Arbery. Back up front to Lees. Oh, what a save that was by Adams. Now that was nice. Beautiful pass up front to Lee's one-timer, and he got robbed.
Great setup there by the Bombers, but Adams with a huge save. Very aggressive out of the net. That was the best save of the night, and he's made some good ones.
Great save there. He keeps it a 4-0 game. A minute and a half to go in the period. 4:07 in the major penalty, which was handed out here tonight to Harvey. Off the face-off, there's Ewan. Along the boards, grabbed here by Martin. He's got a goal tonight. Can't knock that puck down. Rennie can't get it out. Now it comes out. There's Big Rhett Ewan. He and Rennie bounce off each other at center. The puck is lifted back inside the Estevan zone. Ulmer, who got the first goal tonight, picked it up. Looked it back of the goal here for Ewan. You know, he'll be going to the front of the net if he can. Jammed it out front. Ulmer can't get it to go. Adams, a good save on him. Rennie picked it up. And now they'll go up and hit somebody on the Flin Flon bench. They'll blow that down with 1:01 to go in the period. Boy, Adams didn't look good on the fourth goal tonight, but he's come back with some really nice saves after that.
That one was fantastic. Morozov back from the dressing room, got fixed up.
No doubt we'll get some power play time. I'm sure they'd love to have his great offensive abilities. He's a fun one to watch.
A little bit of a cut under the eye. He had a Band-Aid, but he's okay.
Bombers go back to work on the power play. Here's Leo Seitz back of the net, taken away that time by Williams. And he'll rip it down the ice. Finn Werner will come out. Bashan had to be careful. Rennie on top of him. Rennie, a very good penalty killer, as well as a very good offensive player, as we know. Very aggressive to get in there tight. Arbery will bring it up the ice here to Seitz. Seitz is inside the Bruins zone. They come back to blue line. Goes back to the net instead this time for Lees. Around the boards here for Muka. Back to Fashawn. He'll hold the line. Fashawn hangs on, looks for a lane to shoot it, throws in the corner instead to Muka. He'll work his way back out front. Blue line for Arbery. Arbery dishes it out to Fashawn. Back out front to one-timer, and Sykes ripped it over top of that. Nice setup, though. Just 13 seconds remaining in the period. Knocked away that time by Tverdovsky. Can't clear it out, though. Muka steals it, walks in, and ripped that over top of the net. And the puck will carry outside the zone. And that's going to do it for the second period here tonight, Mike Slip. Well, the Bombers add 3 more and have taken a 4-0 lead here after 2. We'll have 2.5 minutes remaining in the major power play when we come back for the third tonight.
Yeah, we saw a lot of everything there. Fights, good goaltending, good power plays, good penalty killing by the Bombers. It was, again, a great period for the Flin Flon Bombers.
We'll take a break. We'll come back with the second intermission here momentarily for the North of 53 Co-op, including the Northland Ford second period scoring summary. Bombers in front by 4 here on 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
Clear. Prime Rib Fridays are on at Chicken Chef. Cap off the work week with a tender 8-ounce prime rib with garlic mashed potatoes, a pillowy Yorkshire pudding, plus veggies, and a small vanilla sundae to boot. Chicken Chef is excited to offer this to you for just $33.33, available after 4. Fridays are for prime rib and au jus at Chicken Chef, where it always feels like home.
It's that time of year I love to head to Shane's. Black Friday deals are not just on Black Friday anymore. And at Shane's, I always know I'm going to find the perfect thing I really want. Getting the things I want on Black Friday deals, pure magic. Wow, look at the Black Friday deals. Love that party speaker. I've always wanted one of those. Tablets and laptops, furniture, and appliances with huge deals. I love shopping at Shane's. So convenient at the right price for the stuff I want and need.
Shop Black Friday with Samsung and Shane's in the paw at the Atinica Mall. See you shopping at Shane's. Northland Ford proudly supports the Flin Flon Bombers throughout the SJHL season. We know that the Bombers will play tough like the Ford F-150, the toughest truck on the market for over 40 years. Northland Ford helping the community cheer on the Bombers as they work to bring a championship to the best fans in the league, and they provide you with the best selection on their lot. In the North, for the North, Northland Ford, the dealership you tell your friends about.
You're up.
And we're back with the second intermission show here, courtesy of the North of 53 Consumers Co-op. Let's take a look at that Northland Ford second period scoring summary. Mounier, not a pretty goal, but he'll take it. And you know what? It's never a bad play to shoot the puck on net. Good things happen.
You know, it's just rolling, and I'm sure it bounced, and again, it could have been deflected, but tough for Adams to stop that one.
So that put Flin Flon up 2-0. They make it 3-0. Martin, what a beautiful snipe goal. Gets the pass at the high slot, rips it low glove side, his 11th of the year. Lees and Muka get assists on that one at the 11-13 mark. Then Fashon will come back. Flin Flon finally able to solve their power play. Arbery and Seitz the assist on that one. And again, they just got it back to blue line. Fashon got the quick shot, and this time it went low blocker side. I'm pretty sure that Adams would want that one back, but he's come back and made some pretty good saves since then.
Beauchamp with another great weekend. As I say, I sound like a broken record on how good this team is playing, but I don't know what else to say about them. They're all playing very, very well.
Shots in the period were 16-7 Flin Flon, so the Bombers a two-period total of 32. Estevan a two-period total of 17, and the Bombers finally able to break through with the first power play goal of the game. Estevan 0 for 4 with the extra attacker. Flin Flon able to break through 1 for 3 and still have 2.5 minutes remaining in the major penalty to begin the third tonight. Mike, do we see a feisty third period? Do we see some extracurricular stuff with these two teams, of course, meeting again in Estevan next week? It's all part of that 4-game and 5-night road trip. They're going to see each other in a quick turnaround here.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Estevan might want to set the tone here. They might not be able to win the game, but, look for them to try something in the third.
Well, and we talk about that that's what you have to do is spark the team. That fight might have done it, but they want to send a message that it isn't going to be easy. It's not going to be 32-17 shots, and we're gonna do everything to stop that.
So there you have it. Mounier's got his second, Martin's got his 11th, and Fashon his 7th of the power play. Flin Flon leads at 4-0 after 2, and a very dominant team when they lead after 40 minutes of play. Now 23-0, Mike Slip, when Flin Flon leads after 2 periods.
Yeah, it's I threw that stat out to Raphael last night. He was impressed. I knew it. I said,
You haven't known it the last few times.
I know Hardy always tests me on it, so it's drilled into my head. But that's fantastic statistic for the Flin Flon Bombers.
This will be even more impressive. Can you tell me what Estevan's record is when they trail after?
No idea.
4-11, 1-1, but we'll see what happens here. You know what? Stranger things have happened. I mean, Yorkton was up on Kindersley 3-0 tonight. They bounced back for 4. And Estevan, if they can get a goal quick and even a shorthanded goal, with all the weapons they have, they're never really out of a hockey game.
No, you're absolutely right. It's not over by any means. And, Estevan is going to come out flying, I'm sure, in this period and doing their best to get back in this game. I mean, a couple of goals, they're back in it, and, with some confidence. So we'll have to see what happens, though.
We'll take a break. We're going to take one more quick timeout and come back with the ever-popular Marty Martinson, the play-by-play voice of the Estevan Bruins, who certainly one of the most colorful and energetic guys in the league. And I tell you what, he goes to buildings. They love seeing him. He's always got a smile on his face. He loves the league, loves hockey, and always a great interview. Marty will join us momentarily. Of course, he's in town with his Estevan Bruins. His team down 4, though, after 2. We'll chat with him next year on 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
How does KFC make their original recipe chicken taste so good? Their trained cooks hand-bred premium grain-fed Canadian chicken for their original recipe chicken on the bone, which is raised without any hormones in a secret recipe of 11 herbs and spices. They use only trans-fat-free Canadian canola oil to cut the saturated fat in the food without sacrificing taste, and it's cooked in small batches throughout the day. This ensures that the chicken is always fresh, just the way the Colonel wanted it. KFC. So good.
All righty, welcome to our second intermission, and joining us, the one and only Marty Martinson, of course, the play-by-play voice of the Estevan Bruins. Estevan in town here for back-to-back games, and very exciting game yesterday, a goaltender's battle. The Bombers able to hold off a very good Estevan Bruins club by a score of 2-1. Marty, I'm assuming it's a long trip from Estevan to Flint. Well, first and foremost, Happy New Year to you. Good to talk to you again. But I'm assuming with the long bus ride up, a lot of guys were pretty pumped up and excited about this weekend. 2 top teams going head-to-head, and, of course, they've got that really good rivalry going for North and South teams.
Yeah, first of all, I got to say, as always great catching up with you there, Rob. And I always say, it's always fun when we get the hockey games at Flin Flon, but as part of all of it is just getting to chat some hockey with you. So, yeah, I mean, for us, like we actually came on the Thursday there, came the day early for the road trip there, and then got a good night's sleep and was able to get up and have a little bit of a morning skate head into that first game. But yeah, these guys, they were ready to go. There's no question that this Bruins group looks at this Flin Flon team as a measuring stick game, as I think is the standard, right? Anytime you're the top seeded team in a league there, holding on to top spot, you're going to get teams best every night. And for this Bruins team, they definitely brought some of their best hockey there in last night's game. I mean, it was such a fast-paced game. I don't know if there's been a faster first period that we've been involved with all year in particular. I really felt like both teams came out wanting to be the aggressor, and it made for some unbelievable action. It was like a track meet through that first period. I just remember looking at the clock and going, there's 6.5 minutes left. We're taking a immediate timeout. I feel like there's only been a couple of stoppages all game at that point. So really fun, very entertaining. And even though it was a 2-1 final, it definitely wasn't for a lack of chances or entertainment value.
Were you surprised at the score? I mean, you got so many good offense. I mean, look at Rennie and Williams, what they're doing amongst the leaderboard. And, of course, Flin Flon's got some guys that can score as well. 2 of the top offensive teams as well. If I was to say to you before the start of last night's game, it would end up 2-1, would you have believed that?
Yeah, no kidding. I know. I always have a laugh. It seems like every time you're heading into a game like that one where you got nothing but star power, you got your Stintons and your Lees and your Rennies and your Williams. You talk about all the names and then it ends up being 2-1. But, I guess the only reason I wouldn't be surprised, is because the goaltenders have been so good. You look at for Charlie Trent, I mean, he seems to have just fit in right like a glove for the Bombers end of things, and he was unbelievable last night, making just a couple of great saves coming out, playing an aggressive style game. And then at the other end for Dylan Adams, I mean, he's been right up there for team MVP this year. Obviously up front, Rennie leading the league in goals and points has been an unbelievable class of his own offensively. But man, for Adams, he was so sharp again. And for him, what he does so well is he just calms everything down. That Flin Flon team, I don't have to tell you when they start turning up and the Whitney forms behind them, it makes for an electric atmosphere. They're coming at you in waves. But, whenever there was a bit of sustained pressure for Adams, what he does so well is he hangs on to pucks. They hit him, and they stop there, and he gets that whistle and gets things to settle down for his team. So I thought he was at his best again in that last game. And, for me, I think it's just a matter of a couple of elite goaltenders looking at each other there and going stop for stop. So it made for some great hockey. And like I said, 2-1, not indicative of the chances there. It was high-flying, unbelievable looks, and both goaltenders just stealing the show. So really looking forward to seeing what we got here in night 2 as well.
Do we see more goals in the rematch tonight?
I would have to say yes, but you know what? If it plays out even like last night where it's another 2-1 final going either way, boy, I definitely don't think we'd be disappointed just because that quality of chances. I think looking at the game as a whole, all 3 goals that were scored were basically bang-bang plays in front, either rebounds or just off a rebound, kind of quick play on a passing play to the front of the net. And at the end of the day, you look at it, 1 goal for each side at 5-on-5, and then that power play goal by Connor Miller. That's why you have your big game players, right, is for those big goals. And for Miller, obviously a big acquisition comes through with a big power play goal there. And, for me, that's the difference in the game. For Estevan, they had a couple of power plays after that, got some looks, got some chances, but, that power play goal ends up going down as the game winner. And, anytime you got 2 of the top 3 power plays between the 2 sides as well, so important, that discipline element to the game, but it's tough too because it's such an emotional clash when these 2 teams come together. So it's always a little bit of that chess match, right? You want to get the upper hand on the opposition physically, but you don't want to put your team at jeopardy. So really looking forward to seeing what we got here in night 2, and really looking forward to seeing that special teams battle continue as well.
What a difference a year makes. A year ago at this time, Estevan was really struggling near the bottom of the standings. I think we're just kind of hoping for the year to wrap up. They could make some changes. They did that. Well, I guess they made a coaching change last year. They brought in Drew Kosher on the interim. Of course, he's taken over. What a year they've had with him at the helm. Of course, he went on and coached the Viking Cup team to a gold medal as well. So lots of success for his first year coaching. What a difference a year makes for the team that you cover there, Marty. And what's been the biggest difference between last year and this year? Obviously, other than a lot more victories.
Yeah, definitely. It really has been night and day, and I think that's a testament to the coaching staff. You look for Drew. As you mentioned, Drew Kosser, they're taking over as head coach midway through last year after the trade deadline, so past the midway mark of the season. And, I really thought he did a good job of right off the bat starting to change that culture, just bringing in his own style, letting the guys know that, hey, you know what? You work hard, you're going to get rewarded, we're going to give you some more ice time, we want to see you flourish and that sort of thing. And then, for Tucker Newberger as well, who's added as an assistant coach this year, the 2 of them just work so well together. And I think the biggest thing is the communication with the players, like they let guys know, they put them in different positions, they talk to them, they say, hey, like for Asmunsen playing on the wing here tonight, hey, how do you feel about moving the wing position? He goes, yeah, I played wing my whole life there, even in AAA. Kind of prior to these last couple of years, and so they go, awesome, so it's a lot of that communication, talking to the guys, seeing where things are at, and then making those adjustments. They're still in control, they're making the calls, but they're also talking to the players, getting their thoughts, and putting them in those positions to succeed. So I think that's been a big part of it. And then you look at also, just getting the most out of different guys. You go down the list. Ewan Rennie was 11th in league scoring last year. He's already set new career highs in goals and points on the year. Unbelievable season for him. Rylan Williams already set new career highs in goals and points. Ethan Andrews, he can go down the list. It's been remarkable to see. And even for a guy like Asmunsen, came over from the KIJHL. He's just been such a nice add for this team. So, I would say just the overall morale, camaraderie of the group right from day one, coming in, wanting to work together as a unit has been night and day. And, it's really bred some real nice results for this group. But you know what? They're not satisfied, and they're really hungry, and looking at tonight's game is a great measuring stick. So really excited to see how they bounce back here tonight.
Well, the few things you touched on, obviously better communication with the players, and of course that Rylan Williams trade, that was done in the off season. It looked like he was going to go play in the North American Hockey League. He pretty much decided that he was not coming back to the Battlefords, but boy, Drew jumped all over that deal, brought him in, and what a season he's had, and who knows, might actually get a Division I scholarship before it's all said and done. I think he's had that good of a year.
Yeah, he's been awesome. You know, he's one of those guys, I mean, you know, just unbelievable shot first and foremost, can make plays. And I think the big thing for Williams there is the chemistry. You know, he's able to play with so many different guys. You see over these last couple of games now, he's been playing with Harvey and Getzlaf. Before that, virtually all season, he's been on, you know, the most productive line in the SJHL for at least most of the year there. I know Yorkton's top line is coming on with a lot of points here as of late as well, but with Rennie and Olsen, obviously the three of them were unbelievable together. But I think with Williams, you know, his versatility allows him to move on to that other line. And, you know, just talking with Drew heading into Wednesday's game when he made that switch within the top six, moving him on that line with Harvey and Getzlaf there. He talked about just wanting to get maybe a little bit more offense throughout the lineup at 5-on-5. And, you know, what's been the result? I know just the one goal in that last game, but on Wednesday night, team scores 4 goals from 2 from each of the top 6 lines there, each of the 2 in the top 6. And then last night, even though the 1 goal on the board, it's Williams coming up with a big goal, right? So I always say big players come through in the biggest moments. And for Williams to get that opening goal in that game, you know, that was huge for the team, and obviously looking for him to be a big part of things again down the stretch here. But yeah, would love to see him get that Division I commitment. You know, obviously I know the staff's working really hard for him on that, Drew and Tucker, and yeah, really, really looking forward to what he does there moving forward.
Listen, Marty, you've been covering the league for a long time, and one of the big things about the SJHL we comment about every single season is the parity of this league and just how tough it is to win, and you know just how competitive of a junior A league it is. Saying that, don't really see a perennial real forerunner this year. Is this the most wide open for somebody to win the league that you've seen since you've been covering this league?
You know what, Rob? I got to be honest with you. I think up until maybe a couple of weeks ago, I would have, but you know, just looking at what the Flin Flon team's been able to do. You know, it's not blowing smoke here because I'm on the Bomber broadcast here, but I think this is a different looking Bomber team than in years past as far as just the depth of offense. You know, like I'm obviously, you know, we're up in the booth there where you look at the stats and things, and you know, for me what really stands out is just that depth of offensive attack. You know, I really like that Wyatt Stin line in particular, playing with Arbery and Ewan there in this weekend series here. But then you look, you got Lee's on a different line now with Miller and Morozov, and then you got another line yet with Leo Seitz, who I think is one of the, you know, real bright kind of power forwards in this league. So that's what I think is the biggest thing, is just that depth.
255.
Apart, and I think for Battleford's too, I think they're going to be a real tough team to beat just because of that depth of attack. They really spread out the offense, especially within their top 3 lines, and I would say those are 2 of the toughest teams to beat, and definitely some of the teams that we've seen the best of their game there over the season series here at Estevan. But I'll tell you one thing, this Bruins team believes in themselves as well, and it's going to be fun to see. I can't wait to see what they're capable of as well heading into the postseason.
Well, one team you didn't mention was the Waybird Red Wings. You see them a lot. I mean, they're right there. 4 points behind Flin Flon, 2 points behind Battleford. They played a couple more games, but they got a lot of speed, and Cody Mapes' teams in the playoffs the last few years have been very tough to beat as well. I expect them to be a big factor, too.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, that's another one of those teams. When I look at Weyburn, I think a couple things that really stand out, that center ice position. When you got Schmidt as your top line center, one of the best two-way centers in the league, big, heavy, mean guy who's also nearly 1.5 a game there, 1.4 points per game, 1.36 or so. And then you also got that Drew Moldy as well. Like, that guy's just a horse, eh? Like, 6'3", 6'4", heavy, wins face-offs. And then the other thing is the mobility of their blue line. You know, I look at a guy like Simon Martin, like, he skates about as well as any player you're going to find in junior, like the way this guy can skate on the ice. So definitely, I mean, they'd be right there as well. And, you know, that being said, even a team like Nipwood too, so maybe all right, maybe it is as wide open as it gets, but I'll tell you what, it really makes for some great games, and especially when every night you're checking in on the out-of-town scores, and different wins have different implications. It's really made for an exciting ride here now.
You're on.
All righty, welcome back to the Whitney Forum. We're just underway in the third period. The Bruins, of course, trying to kill off this 5-minute major, and they're a minute and 11 away from doing it, Mike. Flin Flon had a couple chances in tight. A big save right off the hop here again by Adams, and we're getting set for a big face-off inside the Bruins zone. The right of Adams, who's maybe let a couple soft ones in tonight, but he's really made a lot of good saves. including that one great save on Lees on the power play back in the second period. There's Minsky with chance. That didn't miss by much. They got big Rhett Ewan out front, and look out, he's getting into it here. They might drop the gloves here. Ewan didn't like that extra little tap there. Courtesy of another big player here for Estevan in Owen Breeze, and he whacked Ewan pretty good this side. Ewan kind of zeroed in on him. We'll have to watch this one here. They're going to line up side by side here, Mike, in the faceoff. What do you think?
Yeah, if I'm Rhett Ewan, I walk away. But he's a tough character.
They didn't like that shot that he gave him in the ribs. Anyway, play continues. Morozov will knock it down. Left it there for Miskew. Martin has got it. Miskew. Back to Martin. Hangs on. Shoots it. Good glove save that time. Adams will reach down and grab it. I don't know if I'd be too eager to drop the mitts with you and I. From what I remember earlier in this year, he's a very physical, tough guy. Very, very tough competitor.
Yeah, and off the ice, he's a gentle, nice young man.
Setting the lineup for the face-off here against Williams. Only 48 seconds remaining in that major penalty, so Estevan's done a pretty good job on it. Miskew at the blue line, throws it up front. One-timer, Stinton, and again Adams there. And how about this? Now, you notice he was having trouble with the rebounds in a second. Now he looks solid like he did earlier in the game. He's got his mojo back.
Yeah, that was a bit of a knuckler, too. It flipped and flopped like a butterfly through the air, but he was able to corral it.
Another face-off inside the Bruins zone. There's 41 seconds remaining in the 5-minute major penalty. Plenty of time on the clock with a lot of good Estevan players. We're going to get a chance here, short-handed. Rennie's got it. He'll pick it up, walks across the line, back up front to Williams. Williams, can he finish it? No, Werner! Slides across and makes a beautiful pass. The two most dangerous players of the SJHL. Williams and Rennie, the 2-on-1 on the penalty kill. And there's a penalty coming up. Martin will drill Rennie into the boards. That'll do it for the final. Oh, look out. Williams comes over. He wants a piece of Martin. And these two teams are really rekindling the rivalry here tonight, Mike Slepp.
They sure are. Lang is trying to go Ewan into going, but referee standing in between. I don't know if I want to stand in between those two guys.
So that'll negate the final 18 seconds of major penalty. Lang really wants to get at Ewan here. Ewan not backing away. It's going to be a very interesting final 17 minutes and 43 seconds here. It's really starting to pick up. There
was a 2-minute penalty there. You asked me the question, and sure enough, it's a little heated.
McDonald's out of town scoreboard. They're in overtime. Boy, the Melfort Mustangs. That's part of the interview that we had to cut off, unfortunately. I asked Marty Martinson, I said, do the Melfort Mustangs, the back-to-back champs, make the playoffs? He had the perfect answer. You never bet against Trevor Blevins' team. They got the game into overtime. It's 2-2 Melfort Melville. Of course, they're battling it out for one of those last playoff spots. Melfort right now is sitting 7 points behind Kinnersley for the final playoff spot. We'll see how they're doing as well. Weyburt's ahead of Humboldt 3-0 in the third. Kinnersley late hanging on to a 4-3 lead against York. That would be huge. And it's now 5-2 Battleford. So 4-on-4 hockey for 18 seconds, and the Bruins will go into the power play for the 5th time here in the game tonight.
They showed that save of Werner's there on the replay. It was a beauty. He spread out, got that left pad on it. Just a great save.
Like I said, the two guys, most two-feared guys in a 2-on-1 in the league is Rennie and Williams.
Yeah.
And Werner's looked dialed in all night.
He's played fantastic. I mean, again, well, I don't know what. I guess, did they think it missed the net because they didn't count that shot?
Well, he made a good save. He slid across the left pad. Everybody here saw it. Anyway, 13 seconds of 4-on-4 hockey that Estevan, like we mentioned. We'll go to the power play for the 5th time. Battleford's now taking a 6-2 lead on the Rons, which makes this outcome even more important. The Battleford Stars have not lost a game since December the 13th. That's when Flin Flon went in there and beat them. They have not lost since then.
Yeah, they've been playing fantastic. Mounier having words with one of the Estevan Bruins.
Stars are 9-0-1 in their last 10. Flin Flon 9-1, the top two teams. Here's a 2-on-1 for Flin Flon. Arbery and Ulmer. Ulmer looking for a second tonight. Puck got partially blocked, though. Good defensive play by Ethan Andrews, calling his game a lot tonight. He plays a ton. What a year he's having. Holmes will break this one up at center. He'll dump it back in. Estevan is now on the power play. And they're looking for their first power play goal in both games. Their power play ranked 3rd in the league, like we mentioned. At 23.3%, the Bomber penalty kill ranked fifth has been good here the last couple of games. They break up this one at center ice. Picked up here by Beasley. He'll drop it back to Anders inside the Estevan zone. Having a hard time getting going. Now Anders will gain some momentum here, and he'll bring the puck to center. Has a hold of it off a stick over top of the net. And out of play. Manitoba Junior Hockey League action tonight. Ukrainian night in Dauphin. Niverville looking to spoil the party. The number 2 team in the country. Lead the Kings 4-2 late in the third. Wab Canoe won't be happy with that. Verdun leads the Blues 5-0 after 2. It's Winkler ahead of the Blizzard 5-1 after 2. Wayway leads Portage 3-1 after 2, and in the third already the Monarchs and Stampeders tied up at 2. 4-0. Flin Flon leads it here, but the Bruins a chance to make something happen on the power play. They've got the puck, a chance out front. That one got blocked though, and Flin Flon will flip it back down the ice. Anders has got to go back and get it. And he'll pick it up with just 48 seconds to go in the Estevan power play. This is Ethan Andrews. A backhand pass to Olsen. Olsen across the Bomber line, hangs on, tried to shovel that one in deep, but knocked away by Lees. Down the ice it goes. Adams will make the save. Beasley will pick up the puck back of his own goal. 30 seconds to go in the power play. Here comes Beasley. To center. Up to Rennie. He's inside the Flin Flon zone. Knocked away from him. Flashon. Band on it. Olsen knocked it down. Kept it inside the zone. Got it back to Beasley. But he turns it over. Flashon after it. Knocked it away. He's got a short-handed break. Flashon. Oh, he tried to make one nifty move. Too many. And Lang came over and made a good play on him. But Flashon having a very good game tonight. As caller commentator Mike Flip has commented in the last couple of games, he does have a power play goal. Olsen. Back across the line. They'll throw it back out front. Werner the same. Puck will come out. Penalty is over. And Estevan is 0 for 5 in the game here tonight. Seitz, look out. He tries to throw the Estevan player right in his own bench. That was close. That was Kraft, who just stayed out. Bruins looking for the turnover. Holt has got it. Back out front. Werner slides across, got the stick down to make the save, and Flin Flon will flip it ahead. Ryder Muka with Riho. They're across the Estevan line. Muka hangs on, shoots. Save. Good right pad stuff. Rebound. Holmes. Rips it overtime. Open net. Riho will put her home. That is 5-0 Flin Flon. The Bruins couldn't get the puck out. And Riho parks himself up front. He'll bang it home. And it's a 5-0 Flin Flon lead. Who looked like they got things going their way once again here at the Whitney Forum tonight.
Here's the replay here, Rob. It just, again, they're just beating Estevan and every team to the puck. They're watch this. The Estevan defense is playing too high, and goalie's trying to make a goalie change, Rob.
I'll tell you what, not Adams' fault. He did everything he could to keep the team in it, but he'll go off for a bit of a rest. And you're right, they put in the backup goaltender here tonight, which is Brady Carr, who's actually an AP, because like we mentioned, and I'm sure anybody that's following Estevan Bruins realizes that, of course, Nathan Cam has been called up to the Western Hockey League. Drew Kosher comes over right away to talk to his goaltender, and that's encouraging, letting him know not indicative of his play. Bruins will get the puck back inside the Flin Flon zone as Riho has scored to make it a 5-0 game. They're just announcing it now. L'Esperance across the line, offside. And we'll see what the young AP can do. He's going to get a chance to play some SJHL hockey here in a very tough environment at the Whitney Forum. But probably a period of hockey he won't forget.
No, for sure. He's thrown into the fray, and I'm sure he's excited. Tough way to come in, but he's going to get his chance.
So Hudson Riho's got his 6th of the year. It's a 5-0 Flin Flon lead. 14:43 to go in the third as L'Esperance will take the face-off against Asmundson just outside the Estevan blue line. Puck is bounced inside the Flin Flon zone. They'll dump it back down. Icing is called. And we'll get a face-off back inside the Flin Flon zone here.
Gee whiz. Fans.
Yeah. Real classy. 14.5 minutes to go here in the third period. Bombers win the draw. L'Esperance will pick it up. Try to get that back to Briho. That's broken up. There's Ryder Muka. He'll dump it in. Carr out of his net. He ripped that around the boards pretty good. Got a nice shot here for a goaltender. Here's Williams. He'll come back the other way. Knocked away. Arbery tried to get going. Oh, look out. Got stood up that time by Breezes. He caught him, but Arbery, a tough customer, saw it coming and able to cradle the blow. Asmussen will pick it up for the Bruins at center. He'll put the puck back inside the Flin Flon zone. There's Holmes. Up the boards. Williams knocked it down. Comes back out front. Here's a chance by Asmussen. That got blocked. Good job by Mounier. Flin Flon will play it ahead. Lang cut it off at center. Fed that one back to Tverdovsky, and he'll lift it inside the Flin Flon zone. 13:46 to go in the third. A big goal here by Hudson Breho in the third period has made it 5-0 Flin Flon. Big hit in behind the play here. As Holt got knocked to the ice, fans cheer that. Olsen will pick it up. He'll try to come across the line. Holt has got it. Throws it back in. There's Mounier back of his own net. Leaves it there for Holmes. Holmes has got it. Throws it back to center. Andrews knocked it off. Intercepted it. Got it back across the bomber line, but taken away by Morozov. Is wearing a full cage here in the third period.
Yeah, he got cut a little bit under the eye, Rob, so I think they're just protecting that.
Makes sense. Andrews cuts it off at center. He'll send it back inside the Flin Flon zone. Knocked down by Holmes. Estevan's played a little bit more aggressive since the goaltending change. Their forecheck has really picked up. Where was it when they needed it back earlier in the game? But they're, like I said, maybe try to set the tone here for the rematch coming up in Estevan next week. They got a 3-on-2. Olsen gets that back over to Breeze. Back to Olsen. Tried to come back out front. Covered. Couldn't shoot it. Holt will pick it up. Holt back of the net. Tried to come back out front. Olsen has it. Spins away. Puck goes to the corner. Holt looking around, trying to set things up. He gets knocked down the corner that time by Pashon. Andrews holds it in for the time being, but puts it right on the stick of Ulmer. Rennie came back and Ulmer took a chop at him. Puck will roll down the ice. Leaves after. Throws it out front. Bruce has it. Walked in. That was blocked by Ashby in front of the net. Never made it through to the young 8P goaltender. The Bruins are making a change, like we mentioned. His car is now in relief of Adams, who's been hung out to dry here too many times for Drew Kosher tonight, so he made the change. Here's a pass to Olsen. Back across the bomber line. Looking for a way to set it up. Throws it to Rennie back of the goal. Breho stood him up in the corner. They both fall to the ice. Puck squirts free. Picked up by Ulmer. Ulmer has it for Flin Flon. He'll play that off the boards. Tverdovsky will cut it off at the Estevan blue line. Back to Rennie. Rennie ahead here to Beasley out front. Williams and had his stick lifted. Couldn't get the shot away, but they found him on the ice. They knew where he was going to be. Tverdovsky lays that ahead to Beasley. Knocks it down at center. Bruins trying to get something going here. Williams will pick it up. And that'll go off the glass. And
nobody knew where it was.
No. It caught the high glass and just kind of went deep inside the Flin Flon zone. Miscue tried to play that up the boards. Lifted ahead. Intercepted by Horn at center. He'll get it back and flip it back in Flin Flon territory. Pashon waited for it, knocked it away. Duca can't get rid of it. A steal here. Here's a chance. A good opportunity there for the Bruins. A shot from an off angle that time. Lang at the blue line. That one got blocked. Breho a nice skate. Blocked it. Gets a nice ovation here from the crowd. Estevan trying to get going offensively. Asmussen knocked it down. Spins. Fires that one wide. Tipped out by Muka. Cut off by Ashby at center. Feeds it back to Asmussen. He's across the bomber line. Hangs on. Shoots it off the mask. Puck laid in front of the net. Ashby after it. And he puts the rebound over top of the net. Boy, Estevan, good hustle, winning a lot of puck battles. Where was this 2 periods ago, Mike?
Yeah.
Since the goaltending change, have been a lot more aggressive.
Yeah, Finn Werner with a couple of great saves. I think he got a stick on that last one to put it over the net, but you're right. They're throwing it all at him, and you called it, Rob. They want to set the tone for when these teams meet next week on that southern road trip for the Bombers.
10.5 to go in the third period. It's a 5-0 Flin Flon lead. They're out shooting the Bruins here, 37-21. But in the third period, just 5-4 right now as Estevan's really come out and skating and playing hard. Mounier at center. That'll be quite the meeting when they go head-to-head in Estevan here next week, the fourth and final time, at least in the regular season. Arbery, he'll poke that one in deep. Back of the goal, he has it. Slides away from traffic. Reed Arbery, back of the net. Picked up his 17th of the year last night. He's had himself a great year, part of that big Viking Cup team, of course, that won gold. He had 6 points in the 4 games in that tournament. Fighting to keep it in. Williams will get it out. Puck will come back to bomber blue line, grabbed by Mounier. Here's Arbery. Sends it back in. Carr out of the net. Swings that pass to Williams, can't pick it up. Mounier with the steal, and he ripped it on target. Carr made the good save there. Flin Flon with some pressure now. They hold the blue line. Mounier gets a hold of it, ripped it out front. That one I think hit Martin. It does. It's in front of him. Now it's loose. Sitting after it, flips the backhand over top of the net. Great chance there. Carr might have got a piece of it. Here's Martin on the blue line. Knocked down by Bruce. His shot blocked. And over the glass without a play. 9:18 to go in the third period. It's a 5-0 Flin Flon lead. We're going to the media timeout. We'll take a break as well here on 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
Clear. Okay.
For bursaries, hockey schools, clubs, community events, charities, and so much more, Hud Bay has supported our community with dedication and generosity, contributing to events and organizations. Hud Bay thanks the people of Flin Flon for their continued support.
At the North of 53 Co-op, you can get the most out of your hard-earned dollar. Shop smart with Co-op Sensibles. Affordable essentials that never compromises on quality. Find them throughout the store, from the bakery to fresh meats and even in the frozen section. With dependable low prices on everything you need for your favorite everyday meals.
10 seconds.
Time to make groceries make sense with Sensibles. Only at the North of 53 Co-op. You're at home there.
You're on.
And a big win for the Kindersley Clippers as they've held off Yorkton 4-3. Yorkton led it quickly 3-0, but Kindersley, give them credit. That's what you love about the SJHL. Anything can happen. They bounced back with 4. And that's a big win for them because Melville's going to get at least 1 point tonight. I think they're headed into the shootout here. It's been overtime with them and the Mustangs here for the last few minutes. That tells me that they're probably in the shootout right now at 2-2. It is 2-2 going in the shootout, so... And again, both those teams fighting for their playoff lives as well. But big win for Kindersley tonight. Come from behind win to beat Yorkton by a score of 4-3. 9:10 remaining in the third period here. It's a 5-0 Flin Flon lead. Hudson Breho's got the goal in the third. And the Bombers, once again, looking pretty impressive on home ice here tonight, Mike.
They sure are. It's just an impressive team.
Estevan's looked a bit better here in the third, but playing with a lot. They're kind of digging down here and playing aggressive like you'd expect them to.
Yeah, they're not giving up.
I guess probably the two fights rallied them late in the second, but I think the goaltending change, they really responded from that. Flin Flon will knock it down. Martin has it. Spins, fires. Carr is there. They'll reach up and grab that. We mentioned Breho has scored here in the third period. Official on the goal. Ryder Muka just the one assist.
Carr 6'1". He doesn't look tall from up here, but he is.
Face off inside the Bruins zone. Flin Flon will dig it free. Melfort, by the way, has won that game. They're going to make the playoffs, Mike.
You said it. Any team that Levy coaches, you can't count out.
Well, and like I've said, and other people have said, they're the defending league champions till somebody beats them.
That's right.
That'll be something if they get in, I'll tell you. Here's Rennie as he'll get the puck in. Hill falls down. Trying to throw it back out front. Along the boards. Williams a body check on Martin, but Lesbrance will pick it up and Flin Flon away. Almer takes the pass at center. Trying to flip that back. That's broken up. Puck will come back to center. Pashon on top of it. He throws it back in. Teverdowski will grab that. Nuke on top of him, and we got another penalty coming up here and behind the play. Or, sorry, just offside.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
Neither did I. That's a signal it, but when you hear a whistle or something behind the play, you usually think it's a penalty.
I think he called it an icing. I saw Carr with his hand up, and they've gone down to the other end, so I'm not sure.
Face off inside the Flin Flon zone. 8:18 to go in the game. A 5-0 Flin Flon lead. Off the face-off, Olsen ripped that over top of the bomber net. There's Holt there picking it up for the Bruins. Back off on Olsen, the one-timer, and Finn Werner. He'll make the save and hang on. No rebound. A good stop in tight. As he continues to do his job here tonight. Hasn't played a game in well over a week. Tripp played last weekend.
They haven't played that
many. Of course, last night as well.
Since Charlie's arrived, they haven't played that many games.
Well, we got a lot of games in here, and like we said, 4 and 5 coming up on the road next week. Bombers needing this one for a little bit more momentum. For as good as they've been at home this year, they've just barely over 500 on the road. And that's a tough road trip. They got Nick one Tuesday. We mentioned, of course, Estevan on Wednesday, then Weyburn and Melville before it wraps up. All four of those teams jockeying for spots. Holt wants a piece of sights here. We are going to get penalties handed out now.
I think Estevan might have taken two. No, yeah, at least one.
Holt getting a double minor here. He might be. I think he is. He's getting a double minor. So Flin Flon going to go back on the power play here for the fifth time tonight. They're 1 for 4. Holt looks like he's going to get the double minor. At least that's what he signaled.
I thought Asmundsson might got one too, but.
No, their sights is going off. So that was the signal to double minor. I thought that maybe he was getting a double minor against the Bruins, but no, sights has got to go in there as well. So roughing both ways at 4-on-4 hockey here again with 7:58 remaining in the third period.
Probably the right call at this point of the game.
Now they're both going at each other there.
Yeah.
Mike Reagan doesn't like the call, but Lees will line up for the face-off against Asmussen inside the Flin Flon zone. Here comes Flin right off the face-off. Back of his own net. Olsen will force some back shots. There's 6 apiece here in the third. 37-22, though, in the game for Flin Flon. Morozov, a nice drop pass. Here comes Lees. Flying across the line. Hangs on. That one got blocked by Andrews. Rebound picked up by Bruce. He'll get it in deep. Flipped it back of the Estevan net. Puck comes ahead, back down the ice. Ashby can't catch up to it. Bruce is there, dumped it back in deep here for Fashon. Fashon, back of the goal for Bruce. Look out, took a funny hot team right back at the Flin Flon, front of the Flin Flon net, but Fashon will get it away from Rennie. Fashon feeds it back to Morozov. He's across the Estevan line. Hangs on, nice pass out front. Fashon, though, got caught off the ice. Bruce knocks it down, keeps it in. Here's Fashon. Hangs on, nice catch. Leads, one-timer, and Carr got across and kicked out the right pad. A good save. Estevan intercepts this puck, and they'll take it back to center. This is Rennie. Ahead for Olsen, and he just ripped it wide. Flin Flon will get the puck back. 48 seconds of 4-on-4 hockey remains. 6:43 to go in the third period. Here comes Mounier. Gets it to Rhett Ewan at center. Ewan will take off across the Estevan line. Hangs on, throws it out front, and Carr makes the save. And Ewan at the side of that, Elson comes over and takes a shot at him.
Mr. Elson best to skate away from that.
Rhett Ewan going to where he needs to be. Loves to go to the front of that. It's interesting because Marty Martinson did an interview for their radio broadcast tonight, and he asked me about the play of Seitz and Ewan in particular. These guys playing with so much more confidence this year, Mike, and using their size to their advantage, and really have become well-rounded players. But don't get me wrong, I'm sure that they love scoring and doing all that, but much more to their games than that. Rhett Ewan's had a really good year.
And a really good game tonight, yeah.
He's been a factor for sure. He and Leo Seitz, tremendous sophomore seasons here for Flin Flon. Tverdovsky for the Bruins has got it at center. That's swatted away from him. Elson lost the handle at center. Tverdovsky got it back. They'll flip it inside the zone here. Picked up here by the D-man Lang. Lang will play it ahead. Puck came to center. Grabbed here by Leo Seitz. We're back to 5-on-5, by the way. Puck poked ahead, grabbed by Andrews. Andrews for the Bruins will flip it back inside the Flin Flon zone. Could this be the final game in this building for Ethan Andrews, the former Bomber, where it all began? Seitz crossed up, falls down at the blue line. Tripping penalty coming up here. And the penalty this time is going to go, I believe, to Holt. So Flin Flon will go back to power play after all for the fifth time in the game. 1 for 4 with the extra attacker here tonight.
Elson and Ewan having words on the way off again. They were going at it earlier.
Ken Mansell is our Arctic Beverages power play contestant. Gets his products at Walmart. Good luck, Ken. Again, if the Bombers score on the power play, he'll win a 12-pack of Gatorade water. The new sensation with these power plays and a chance for Fiskew. Walks in, Carr the save, rebound in front of the Estevan net. Picked up and cleared off the boards that time by Ashby. And Ben Werner will stop it. Fiskew will take over back of the net. 1:38 to go in the Flin Flon power play. There's over 5 minutes remaining in the third period. Mounier taking off down the right side. He'll bring it in deep this time for Ulmer. in the corner for L'Esperance. L'Esperance leaves it back to the net here. They'll work it to the blue line and gets away from Meunier. And he'll go back and pick it up at his own blue line. Found on it a second time. Briho came back and got it. He's got the goal here in the third period. Briho. He'll wind it up at center. Here he goes. Terrific skater inside the Estevan line. Briho hanging onto it. Feeds it back. Bruce loses the handle. Stolen by Reddy. Reddy's got a short-handed break. Reddy cutting in. Shoots, and he rips it over top of the net. Estevan is having a tough time by the back of the net in this one so far. Second time that Reddy's had a partial breakaway here on the penalty kill. And he ripped that over top of the net, like we mentioned, of course, leading the SJHL in scoring with 51 points in 38 games, including 28 goals. Has not been able to solve Finn Werner so far in this one. Here's L'Esperance. Back the other way, throws it towards the front of the net. Swatted away that time by Carr. 28 seconds remaining in the Flin Flon power play. In danger of going 1 for 5 in the game. That does include a 5-minute major, which they couldn't score on late in the second that took over here in the third period. Estevan's penalty kills played well. Here's Bruce. Lifted that one ahead to Holmes, too far. Tverdovsky cut it off. Sends it back inside the Flin Flon zone. Asmussen there to grab it. Asmussen back of the net. Bruce tied him up. Penalty is over. Flin Flon 1 for 5. Holt will make his way back to the Estevan bench. Lang at the blue line. He'll hang on through traffic. Blocked that time by Muka. Puck comes back to center. Elson has it. Here's Elson. Gave it away pretty quickly. Bruins try to hold it in. That was Horn. Puck rolled back in the Flin Flon zone. Grabbed by Horn, back of the net. Horn works his way out front, hangs on, shoots it, save is made. Rebound, that's picked up, and off the glove that time of Lang. We're down to 3:05 remaining in the game. Here comes Stinton. Back inside the Estevan zone, gets run at here. Big body check by Horn.
That's going to be a charge.
And Lees and Buka come over there, and Horn has grabbed Buka, and he's brought him down to the ice. And we got another melee happening here with exactly 3 minutes to go. Stinton comes over. He's trying to grab a hold of somebody. Buka and Horn tied up here on the ice. The official gets in there quickly. Miscue also hanging on to Lang here.
Yeah, here goes Stinton.
Stinton dropped the bench, and he's trying to beat whatever rest of that player that is. The referee's in there. And they're trying to get out of here. The referee has other ideas. Boy, Stinton comes back and hits him again. And the referee comes over and grabs a hold of him. That's number 23 here for Estevan, Cramp. Stinton not happy with him. Cramp and Reeves are getting into it now as well.
Cramp didn't want to have anything to do with Stinton after Stinton hit him a few.
I'm sure Stinton's going to take a penalty. That might be a 5-minute major against him to wrap the game up. We'll see how they...
Joey Lees is not...
Referee's
not happy with Cramp.
Exactly 3 minutes to go. Referee's got his notebook out. This might take a while. Let's run down some scores out of town here tonight. Melfort has won the game in a shootout. They beat Melville by a score of 3-2. So for the Mustangs, that's their 15th win of the year. Up to 34 points, which is just 2 behind the Humboldt Broncos now for 9th. And Humboldt losing tonight to Weyburn, 4-0. Kindersley, that's the big one of the night. That's the big one tonight. They beat Yorkton 4-3. And Battleford all over Laurens by a score of 7-2. That's what's happening in the SJHL. 3 minutes remaining here tonight. The shots are 40-22 in favor of Flin Flon. I think we're going to take maybe a break here.
Yeah.
Is there,
it's going to take a while.
I think it's going to. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back with the final 3 minutes of the game. It's a 5-0 Flin Flon lead. And you're listening to Creighton Furniture Flin Flon Bomber Hockey on 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
Claire, KFC make their original recipe chicken taste so good.
12 total.
Hand-bred, premium grain-fed Canadian chicken for their original recipe chicken on the bone, which is raised without any hormones in a secret recipe of 11 herbs and spices. They use only trans-fat-free Canadian canola oil to cut the saturated fat in the food without sacrificing taste, and it's cooked in small batches throughout the day. This ensures that the chicken is always fresh, just the way the Colonel wanted it.
KFC. So good.
Tackle winter head-on at your workplace with Honda industrial power generators and snowblowers from RAG 1987 in the PA. Save up to $500 on select commercial power generators like the Honda Commercial 6500 GFCI generator with 6,500 watts max and cold climate technology. Be sure to also clear the snow with tools like the Honda 81cm 32-inch track drive ES snowblower
10 seconds.
RAG in the PA. Here to help you make your winter easier, and located on 2nd Street West in the PA. RAG, your exclusive dealer for the certified Honda parts in the PA.
Life is sweet with Maytag's Kitchen Suite Savings at Creighton Furniture and Appliance Center. You can save $150 when you purchase any 2 qualifying Maytag major kitchen appliances. Plus, save an additional $300 when you purchase 3 or more select Maytag kitchen appliances or go all out. And save $400 when purchasing 4 or more qualifying kitchen appliances. You can save big with Maytag's Kitchen Suite Savings event at Creighton Furniture and Appliance Center, ending February 4th.
You're on.
Well, unfortunately, I know that they've got anything sorted out yet. Mounier and Nelson are getting conversations for both the officials here below us. There's a hit from behind, and of course, and that one went to the Bruins Horn, and then of course we saw Muka go in there, Stitten as well, and Horn's been ejected by the game, by the way. He did leave. I can give you an update on that. And we have, like I said, just below us, Elson and Mounier talking things over with the 2 referees here tonight. 3 minutes remaining in the game. It'll be interesting to see what happens off the face-off. I'll say this, Mike. I think if something else happens, they might just run the clock down.
Yeah, maybe cooler heads will prevail now. And
you got to be careful late in the games when you take penalties and stuff.
Get on the bus and head home.
We'll see what happens. Exactly 3 minutes to go. I'm assuming that there's going to be some type of penalty given out to Wide Stitten for sure. Horn will get with the one penalty, the initial penalty. Stitten should get something as well, and we'll see how it's all figured out. I guess we can see what's happening in the MJHL here tonight as well. A lot of big games there. See if the Dauphin Kings came back on Ukrainian night. Sold out to Credit Union Place tonight. The Premier was there. Wab Canoe, like we mentioned. Nope, Niverville won that game 4-2, so they spoiled the party. Verdun a 6-3 win on the Blues. There's the upset of the night. They double quartered 6-3. Bethard, by the way, the former Bomber, had a goal in that game.
He's had a couple in the last 2 games. Beck Bethard, I'm glad to see it. I think he's playing pretty good down there.
Winkler all over the Blizzard 8-1, and Swan Valley playing some better hockey. They squeak out a 3-2 win against the Winnipeg Monarchs here tonight. So.
You mentioned Wab Canoe down in Dauphin. We were hoping Premier Canoe would be here next week for the opening of the Snow Lodge, Rob. It's something. I had a look at it. We're going to have a big celebration next weekend. 3 days of snowshoeing, bonfire, skating, hockey at our Snow Lodge. It's a building made of snow and ice, and it's something spectacular. So if you need something to do next weekend, travel on up to Flin Flon. It's beautiful country. And
so is Wab coming?
No. Unfortunately, he can't make it. He thought he was going to be able to come, but he can't, which is unfortunate.
So, there'll be a lot of other dignitaries, a lot of people there. Like you said, that's going to be a really, really big event for the community, and that's going to be the first that they hope to do this year after year.
Hopefully, see how it goes. It's quite an undertaking, and as I say, it's going to be fun and different. So it's going to be warmer too from
a lot warmer. Anyway, they've sorted that out. There's no extra penalties there's no penalties on the board at all. But it looks like
4 on 4. No,
yeah, it's 4 on 4. I was just trying to count the guys on the ice. No, Estevan's got 5 guys out there. So, yeah, here comes the penalties now. I put 1 minute up there, but I'm sure they'll change that. So it looks like that's going to be probably the penalty I'm thinking is Stitten.
Or that's the Estevan penalty. That's the initial one.
Oh, right, that's what was left. But they've got 5 guys out there. Flin Flon's got 4. So they've got Estevan, like what? They got the initial. They haven't put the due times up there, I think, is the issue.
But there was an initial penalty on that hit from behind on Stitten, or the charge, I guess.
Flin Flon's got 2 guys in the box. Estevan's on the power play. I'm not sure for how long or what it was. It's not up on the time clock here, but they are the power play with 5 guys on the ice compared to Flin Flon's 4. So Estevan will be on the power play here for the 6th time here tonight. Looking to try and get a late goal here if they can, or rally a little bit of momentum here for the rematch. But nice job that time by Arbery to knock it down and send it down the ice.
They're going to have to do something with this penalty because there's no such thing as a 1-minute penalty.
Yeah, Andrews is on it. They struggle with that clock downstairs. They've had some issues with it. But anyway, the puck is stripped away. It's sent back down in Estevan territory. Carr out to get it. There's Ulmer in there for Flin Flon short-handed. He'll feed it back down the ice. Rennie waited for it, knocked it down at center. He always knows where to be. Stripped away by Martin. He'll send it inside the Estevan zone. There's Andrews. Andrews picked it up back to the net. Andrews has got it. Leaves it there for Olsen. Olsen, he'll skate across the line. Brings it in, gets a chance, and it's fired it wide. We got 5 Flin Flon guys out there now.
Yeah, it was a one. I'm interested to.
I've never seen that before.
No, we must have missed something. Was there a penalty before? I can't remember.
Here's a chance now for Beasley behind the D. Anyway, that was a quick power play for Estevan. They'll throw it back out front. They're 0 for 6 tonight. We're back to 5 aside. It's a minute and a half remaining in the game. Flin Flon in front, 5-0. Ewan thought he was going to line up Beasley, but he saw him. Mounier will pick it up. He'll bring it in. Mounier back to the goal in the corner here for Breho. Breho back out front off a stick. Off the glass. Puck stays in play. Picked up by Sykes towards the front at Carr. Redirected that to the corner. Beasley will pick it up. Held in here by Sykes. Beasley back to the net. He knocked it down. We got a minute remaining here in the third period. Flin Flon about to go to 18-0 at the Whitney Forum this year. Ashby. Look out, a cross-check here on the shot. That probably could have been a penalty too, but they probably want to get the game done with. Puck is lifted ahead off Lee's glove. He'll get to it. He'll rip it right back in. 41 seconds remaining. Arbery after to the blue line. Knocked down by Fashon. He'll throw that one deep. Arbery back to the Estevan net. Out front, Lees. His backhander out front misses Ulmer. Fashon will hold the blue line. Fashon has got it. Shoots it off a stick wide. Arbery. Carr got over to the post. Made a good save on him. Flin Flon continues to play hard right to the end of the game. Lees races after it. Spins away from Ashby back to the net. Olsen will pick it up for the Bruins. Olsen. Good move there. Got it ahead to Onrait. Onrait dropped it back to Lang. He'll take off the center. Lang across the line. That's going to do it here tonight. A fired on target. The save made by Werner. And Flin Flon will pick up a solid 5-0 victory here. They had the 1 goal in the third period to take up the 5-0 victory. 9 shots to wind up with 41 in the game. But the Flin Flon Bombers improving to a very impressive 18-0 here at the Whitney Forum. Mike Slip, and again, a lot of guys contributing to the 5-0 victory here tonight.
Yeah, you know, excellent play by this team. Again, they spread out throughout the team, and it's really fun to watch.
Second shutout of the year, by the way, for Finn Werner, who improves to 9-1 on the year. What a year he's having.
Yeah, Finn Werner getting congratulations from his team. There's a chant of Finn going up, which is kind of nice.
Finn good tonight. Earning the shutout. 24 saves, second career shutout like we mentioned here this season. We'll take a break. We have a lot to get to here at the Whitney Forum tonight. We'll come back with the Northland Ford final scoring summary, all our post-game show awards, and of course the Great North post-game report, all from the Whitney Forum tonight. Once again, a convincing 5-0 victory for the Bombers. Looking good on home ice here on 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
Clear. Bailey Homes has 15 years experience in the North, specializing in RTM homes and foundations, and are also proud supporters of our community. They are so thankful to Flin Flon and the surrounding areas for supporting them all these years. Bailey Homes is always willing to chat with a potential customer to show what they can do for our community. Your trusted builder in the north. Visit bailey-homes.ca.
Arctic Beverages and Gatorade Water are supporters of all athletes. Whether you are in competitive sports or a weekend walker, skier, or snowshoer, hydration is key. And with Gatorade Water, you get no sugary or salty taste, and its infused electrolytes will keep you going as you're out walking Fido or practicing for the big game. Gatorade Water, crystal clear, electrolyte ready. Distributed locally by Arctic Beverages. Gotta love it.
Northland Ford proudly supports the Flin Flon Bombers throughout the SJHL season. We know that the Bombers will play tough like the Ford F-150, the toughest truck on the market for over 40 years. Northland Ford helped the community cheer on the Bombers as they work to bring a championship to the best fans in the league, and they provide you with the best selection on their lot. In the North, for the North, Northland Ford, the dealership you tell your friends about.
At the North of 53 Co-op, you can get the most out of your hard-earned dollar. Shop smart with Co-op Sensibles. Affordable essentials that never compromises on quality. Find them throughout the store, from the bakery to fresh meats and even in the frozen section. With dependable low prices on everything you need for your favorite everyday meals. It's time to make groceries make sense with Sensibles. Only at the North of 53 Co-op. You're at home there.
You're on.
So a 5-0 victory for the Flin Flon Bombers here tonight as they improved to, like we said, a staggering 18-0 on home ice. And that's got to be a modern-day record for them in the SJHL. I know they had a lot of good teams, obviously, throughout the years in lots of different leagues, but since they re-entered the SJHL in the 83-84 season, that's got to be some type of team record.
Yeah, it's something. It's amazing. You know, Raphael asked me last night if I could remember a game this year that the Bombers were outshot. I don't know if you can.
Yeah, Warman outshot them one of the games we did,
right.
And then we just did a game recently where they got outshot.
I can't remember. That's my old mind going. But
doesn't happen often.
No, and
the Warman one really stands out to me.
And when they do outshoot a team, it's by a lot. As we look at the scoreboard tonight, 41 to 24 shots.
Let's take a look at the Northland Ford final scoring summary. As it turns out, Ulmer, who got that nice wraparound goal to open things up here at the 7:27 mark, was all. Did you think at that time that would be all that they would need to win this game? I certainly didn't.
No, not at all.
So Ulmer gets his 7th. That stands up as the game winner way back at the 7:27 mark of the opening period. Les Bronze, the lone assist on that one. 1-0 Flin Flon after one. Of course, they would add plenty of insurance goals. Mounier would get his 2nd. Les Bronson, you and the assist at 3:11 in the second period. Martin would follow that up, a nice sniping goal, his 11th from Lees and Muka at 11:13. One more goal in the second for Pashon, the only power play goal of the entire game. His 7th from Arbery and Seitz at 14:20. And Reho able to take advantage of a loose puck in front of the Estevan net will collect his 6th of the year. Ryder Muka, the lone assist on that one at 4:54. To round out the scoring here in the third period tonight. Shots in the third were 9-7 Flin Flon. They wound up with 41. The Bruins wind up with 24. And again, power plays, both teams stymied by the other team's penalty kill. Estevan winds up 0 for 6. Flin Flon 1 for 5. That does include that 5-minute major penalty.
Yeah. It's funny, the best power play in the league, and neither team could seem to get much going either night. But everything else was going for the Flin Flon Bombers, so that's all that counts.
28th win of the year. And like I said, they needed it because the Battleford Stars, a big victory again. They remain 2 points behind Flin Flon. They've both now played 38 games. So a big win for Flin Flon tonight as they win, like we said, their 28th of the year and 18th in home ice and a convincing 5-0 victory. Take another break, come back with the post-game show words. You got everything ready to roll for that time?
I believe I do, Rob. Yep.
Well, we'll keep everybody waiting on bated breath here to see what you come up with here tonight. 5-0, a big win for Flin Flon on home turf here tonight. Getting ready for that good ammunition, good momentum for that big 4-game and 5-night road trip, which will begin against a very good Nipawin Hawk team coming up on Tuesday. Bombers win this one 5-0. Back with the post-game show awards here on 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
Hud Bay is proud to be a sponsor of this Bomber broadcast. 5 donations for bursaries, hockey schools, clubs, community events, charities, and so much more. Hud Bay has supported our community with dedication and generosity, contributing to events and organizations. Hud Bay thanks the people of Flin Flon for their continued support.
Your local McDonald's at the Walmart location in Flin Flon wants to wish all their customers a happy new year and all the best in 2026. They have some exciting things happening to kick off the new year, including their mailer coupons, which will give you a chance to save money on all your favorite food items right up until February. Starting up later this month, the new $5 McValue meals will be available all day and night, and those will last all year, bringing you all kinds of delicious items to choose from, including the Cheeseburger Deluxe, fries, Junior McChicken, breakfast burrito, and pies. Stop by the restaurant at the Flin Flon Walmart location 8 a.m. till 9 p.m. That's Monday to Saturday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Sunday. Drive-through open 7 a.m. to midnight Monday to Thursday, 24 hours Friday, Saturday, and open till 6 on Sunday.
The Zero Payments for 90 Days event is on now at Great North GM, meaning you don't need to pay a single nickel until April. GM hasn't had a program like this in over a decade. So what better time than now to maximize savings, keep your money in your pocket, and make no payments for 10 days. Located on LaRose Avenue in La Paz, the Pay Zero Payments for 90 Days event is on now because it's always a great day at Great North GM. You're on.
All right, a great day for a Bomber victory here as well. 5-0 the final as Mike Slick gets to the post-game show awards. Mike, let's get the KFC 3-star selection.
All right, I'm going with the 3rd-star Xavier Vauchon. He had a great weekend, but, he just played solid all night, got a goal. Xavier Vauchon, 3rd-star. 2nd-star, Brett Ewan came out flying in that in the game and continued on. He had a great game. 1st star's got to be Finn Werner. I know he's only 24 shots, but his shutout, and he came up big when he needed to come up big. So Finn Werner gets the 1st star of tonight's game.
Couple big saves on Ewan Rennie tonight, too. And Rennie, of course, like we said, the top point producer in the SJHL, had a couple. He had one partial breakaway, another a full breakaway, and that was that 2-on-1 save that he made when they were actually shorthanded between him and Williams. So some really big saves for him in between the pipes tonight.
Absolutely. Warrior of the game, there could have been countless ones, but I went with Ryan Ulmer. He's fast, he's great, scored that really nice wraparound goal. But, Joey Lee's parking in front of the net, and he's had just a great year. And, Keaton Lesperance.
Beautiful goal by Martin tonight.
Yeah, Martin could have been, and Keaton Lesperance, he had two assists and just plays tough. And there's a whole bunch of guys that it could happen. So just a great all-round game again by the Flin Flon Bombers.
So there you have it, the KFC 3-star selection. Fashana, power play marker tonight, star number 3. Brett Ewan, a good game again tonight. Had one assist, and of course was a factor in the physical department, star number 2. And Finn Werner picks up his 2nd SJHL shutout, his 9th victory of the year, turning aside all 24 shots fired in his direction, star number 1. And again, Ryan Ulmer, who gets the game winner way back in the opening period tonight. Great effort with the wraparound goal. Scoring his 7th of the year is our warrior of the game. We're going to take, I guess, one last break. I'm not sure where Mike Reagan is, but we will take one last timely break. We'll come back with some scores, wrap things up, and trying to think when our next Flin Flon Bomber broadcast actually is, because we're not sure it's the 4 and 5 this week, so it'll be after that. But I'll figure that out. We'll get the scores ready to go and get ready for a wrap-up coming up here momentarily on the Whitney Forum on 102.9 CFER and FlinFlonOnline.com.
Claire. Life is a contact sport.
Okay. And February 7th against Weyburn's the next thing on the sheet here.
Your ankles depends on a good foundation from below. Have your feet work for you, not against you. Get into Chiropractic on Main across from the post office today. Don't suffer from agony or defeat any longer. Chiropractic on Main. Feel the difference in every step.
How does KFC make their original recipe chicken taste so good? Their trained cooks hand-bred premium grain-fed Canadian chicken for their original recipe chicken on the bone, which is raised without any hormones in a secret recipe of 11 herbs and spices. They use only trans-fat-free Canadian canola oil to cut the saturated fat in the food without sacrificing taste, and it's cooked in small batches throughout the day. This ensures that the chicken is always fresh, just the way the Colonel wanted it. KFC. So good.
The time has come. The players have been racking up points, so now it's time to see who's on top. Let's check up on the latest leaders in our NHL hockey draft.
There was a wave of excitement mixed with nostalgia for fans of the Winnipeg Jets this week as they unveiled the first round of players for next year's Outdoor Alumni Game. Names from the early part of the 2.0 era like Ladd, Little, Wheeler, and Bufflin are set to play. Hopefully the event will help revitalize the fan base who've had to deal with a disappointing season so far. Elsewhere, current players are helping teams come back from lengthy years-long slumps like Thompson in Buffalo, who had an 11-point week. And although he was low in scoring this week, Celebrini has almost single-handedly brought the San Jose Sharks back into the playoff hunt. So if you have those picks on your list this year, you'll surely be racking up the points. Now, let's check in on the standings. No changes this week as Blake Lahonen, who entered at Jim's Doors and Windows, is in third and has 809 points. Second stays with Eric Westhaver, entering at Pharmacy with 810 points. And at the top, once again, is Gretchen Wendland, who entered at Jim's Doors and Windows and has 816 points.
Congratulations to this week's top 3. If you didn't hear your name, no worries. You can always check back again next week. Until then, you can find the full list of standings at any of our participating locations.
Sponsored in part by Chicken Chef and their seasonal menu. Chicken Chef's menu changes with the seasons to match our appetites. See what's new on their website, Facebook page, or app. Chicken Chef, where it always feels like home.
Hockey Draft 2025, only on CFAR, your radio.
You're on.
Alrighty, welcome back here to the Whitney Forum. We'll just quickly run down the McDonald's out-of-town scoreboard here tonight. Again, Battleford keeping pace with Flin Flon with a solid 7-2 victory here against LaRange. The big win tonight, the Kindersley Clippers. They come back from 3 down to knock off Yorkton 4-3. Biggest win of the year for them. Weyburn blanking Humboldt 4-0, and Melfort winning again in the shootout. They came back from a 2-1 third period deficit to beat the Melville Millionaires. Boy, it's so exciting watching all these games here at the end of the season here. Boy, the parity in the SJHL, second to none. Of course, Mike Reagan's team picking up their 18th victory of the year here on home ice.
What is this up here, Hardy?
28th of the year. They're going high-tech here, I guess. But, boy, a big victory for your team again tonight, Mike. Lots of once again, kind of a complete team victory, I thought.
Yeah, we were really good tonight. I thought we were better tonight than we were last night. We were flying. You know, I thought in the first period, the goalie came up with some big saves. Could feel that we were on the verge of blowing the doors off a little bit. I was real happy with our game and just a great weekend for us.
Well, it certainly was. Finn Werner gets his second shutout of the year, Mike. Maybe not tested a ton, but boy, when the 2-on-1, the penalty kill save that he made on Williams and Rennie is one that comes to mind. Two of the most dangerous players in the SJHL.
Yeah, for sure. You know, we did a great job against their big guns this weekend, you know, and to be honest with you, Hardy, I mean, we didn't let a goal in this weekend. Last night's goal was kicked in, and I have confirmation from the league that it was they thought that it should have been a kicked-in goal. So really happy with everything this weekend. You know, I thought solid win last night, and then tonight we made a little bit of a statement, you know, that we can turn it up a notch a little bit there, and I thought we were excellent.
You certainly were, without a lot of big names in the lineup, but we talked about that, you know, going into the game tonight. Depth, and that's obviously with a team that's won as many games as you have, you don't do it with just 3 or 4 guys. Unfortunately, in today's day and age, guys are getting hurt all the time. It's just whether it's the NHL or just sports, period. I mean, injuries are prevalent. Sicknesses are prevalent. You got to have guys that can step in on a day-to-day basis, and you've got that.
Well, the game's getting faster and bigger and stronger, and you know, injuries are going to happen for sure. So that's why you got to have depth at this level, and it's paying off for us. And you know, I thought that the guys that stepped in here tonight did a great job. I mean, you know, Brucey's played 90% of our games, so it's not like he was coming in, but Miskew was great this weekend. Homer, you know, after his injury, has looked like he hasn't missed a step. And then, of course, you know, Nutter and Foch, and Robo were great again tonight, and yeah, just happy with everybody, Hardy. I mean, there's really not a lot I can say besides it was a great weekend for us, and we got the job done. And I think Battleford was probably looking at this weekend as maybe an opportunity for them to jump into first and we did our job. So now we got a huge road swing ahead of us here, our last big one of the season. I think we're 7-3 in our last 10 road games. So, hopefully we can continue this on Tuesday night.
When Ulmer scored that big wraparound goal tonight, Mike, did you think that'd be enough to win this game?
No, I don't think so. Estevan's got a good team, and we know that they're dangerous and that they can put the puck in the net. But I really liked our game. I really did, Hardy. Like right from the get-go, you can usually get a sense of what your team's how they're going to play, in the first 5 minutes. And last night I thought we were a little bit slow out of the gate, and then tonight we definitely weren't.
Well, a big victory, a big 2 points. And we were chatting about this, and you probably have more of an idea than I would. I mean, that 18 games in a row at home's got to be a kind of a modern-day record for your team, is it not? Since coming back, because I'm talking, you re-entered the league in 83, 84.
Yeah, I would think so. Never looked into it, but it's
pretty impressive.
It's been a great run. I would have never thought that we were, going to do this year. And but last year I don't think I saw us going on a 26-game unbeaten streak in regulation. So, yeah, we've had a couple good streaks here over the last 2 years, and we want to keep it going. And but we got a road trip ahead of us that I think the biggest thing is we're above 500, and we want to stay above 500 on the road.
And it's a big challenge, and I was just going to mention that. I mean, the team's had a lot of success, but we talk about how tight it is, the parity. All these games mean so much. You'll get a full test. Every team you play this upcoming week has got a lot at stake. Nipawin Tuesday. I believe it's Estevan Wednesday, right?
No, Weyburn.
Weyburn Wednesday, okay. Obviously a lot at stake there. They're battling out for top spots.
Then Estevan, then Melville.
So all four, I mean, those are all four really big playoff games, really.
Well, you take a look at, the Southern Road swing for us in the past. A lot of times we're facing one or two teams that weren't in the playoffs or in the mix. And now you look at it and you're like, geez, every game's a real tough one here. And like you said, at this time of year, everybody's hungry for points. So we're going to have some desperate hockey teams, and we've got to play desperate as well.
Quickly, Mike, I know we talked a little bit about it before the game. Do you expect to get any guys back here for this road trip that didn't play tonight or play this weekend?
Yeah, Maverick Delisle will be fine.
Oh, right.
It's a sickness. He could have played tonight if it was a playoff game. He would have played. Yakimchuk will be back. I'm pretty sure of it. I think it's more of a nagging thing right now. I'm just trying to think. Alexander, no. Ward, probably not till the back half of the road trip.
Okay.
But again, we're at that point in the year where, we got to be smart, and we don't want to put anybody in that's 80% and risk, someone getting hurt when we've got all the guys that have contributed. And that's what we've preached all year is we're going to win this as a team. And, we got to stick together, and the mentality is different than it has been in the past. Like when I'm rolling guys over the boards, they're all cheering for each other. They're not, late in the game, we put guys out on the power play that don't get a lot of those opportunities, and not one of our guys is, worried, too concerned about it. And I think that's a big reason why we've had success.
It's been a fun team to watch, Mike. Like I said, a solid group, and just a team that just complements each other so well. I mean, you're deep everywhere, up front, on the back end, and obviously, as we've seen, two very capable goaltenders.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like, we have all the confidence in the world. We talked to Tritter before the game and said, we're going to go with Spinner tonight, and he was, yep, that's good with me. And just getting on to, obviously the Humboldt guys, you take a look at Knutson and Millsy, and, they defend their teammate that they've only known for 2.5 weeks or whatever. You can't tell me that those guys aren't bought in. It just says so much about, how bad they want to win and their competitive nature, and what a great fit for this team.
Absolutely, Mike. Impressive weekend against a very good Estevan team, like you mentioned, and obviously very big road trip coming up for the team. And boy, it'll be. I know a lot of teams use you as a measuring stick. You can kind of use this road trip for a measuring stick for you because, like I said, all four of those teams quality opponents.
Yeah, I look at it as a good opportunity for us to learn how to win on the road in tight situations, and we're going to need to do that in the playoffs. So this is a great opportunity for us to go on the road and really build that confidence, and hopefully we're ready for it.
I'm sure you will be, Mike, and it'll be really exciting to see, of course, how the team makes out, and of course, get ready here for the home run stretch. You get Weyburn 3 more times this year. That's the big one. That I know that Kyle McIntyre, the SJHL president, cannot wait. He plans on being there in style that night.
Oh, I'll have to text him right after this and find out.
He'll be in Weyburn. He's got a lot of stuff going on south, but he was talking about it last night.
Yeah.
Very much looking forward to that big matchup coming up.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, we're not going to look too far ahead. We've got Nipawin on Tuesday, and that's going to be a heck of a game as well.
Absolutely, and of course, Nipawin still has aspirations of possibly finishing. They can still finish top spot too. So
for sure.
Right on, Mike.
All right, thanks, Hardy.
Excellent weekend. Thanks for coming up here. And we'll bring Mike Slip in here quickly as we wrap things up once again from the Whitney Forum. Nothing else. Just a final thought there, Mike, before we do wrap it up.
No, I think it's all been said that. This is one thing. Marty Martinson asked me last night, maybe he asked you too, do you think this is the best Bomber team in the last 4 or 5 years? And I said, it's a different Bomber team.
Sure.
The way they've gone about it. There's no Justin Lees. There's no Ryder Ringer. There, no Cole Dupereau or those goal scorers. My personal opinion right today is that I think it is the best team that there's been in the last 5 years. Those are great teams, great guys, great players, but this is an all-rounded team, and that's exciting.
We'll see how it all shakes down. That's going to do it for the broadcast here tonight. The Bombers, once again, a solid 5-0 victory, picking up their 18th straight win at home and improving to 28-9-1 on the year. I just want to thank everybody that made the broadcast happen. Of course, Mike Reagan and Drew Kosher for their comments before and after the game here tonight. Also want to thank, of course, Connor Miller, who is our Creighton Pizza Player Profile, the opening intermission. Of course, the ever-popular play-by-play man for the Estevan Bruins, Marty Martinson. Great to catch up with him as well in the second intermission tonight. For our color commentator, Mike Slip, our operator-in-chief, Raphael Saray, we bid you adieu from the Whitney Forum. Our next broadcast, February the 7th, when the Weyburn Red Wings come to town, should be a great, great collision course between these top 2N teams. And again, Weyburn been able to win 4 of the last 5 games in Flin Flon. They won both games here in the regular season last year. They took the 2 games in the semifinal. That is going to be a big, big weekend here. Flin Flon will be putting that home record to a test against one of the top teams, certainly in the SJHL. 5-0, the final big win for Flin Flon tonight. Good night from the Whitney Forum, and please stay warm.
1029